And we are live. Bitches and bitchettes, right here. You are locked in to the one and only MysDiggi. Yeah, we're back. Some shit you might not never know nothing about. Back here on a Wednesday. We had to do it, you know what I mean? The way we're supposed to do it, man. Thank you for all you lot locking in right about now. My name is MysDiggi, as I said. My co-host with me, Dan DNA. What's going on, bruv? Easy. New set out there. Yeah, boy. This is feeling good. All right, look. Can you hear that squeak?
Yeah.
Let me do the twist.
I dried your chair out purposely.
Try to twist the squeak out. But what's going on, mother lovers? Who's in the building so far? Mr. Green, good evening. Yamar, what's going on? Black Einstein. Yeah. Shout to O Technology Easy. Reagantology, what's going on, brother? Ken F. Yo, big up all the crew locked in, man. We're back again, mother lovers. Some shit you might not never know nothing about. Shout out to everyone who was locked in last week. We had the legendary Blade. He came through. Whew, when I say he came through, he came and just smashed us with a whole bunch of knowledge, a bunch of gems. If you missed that episode, man, I think it's important I'm going to start sending it to a few people and say, look, when you got the time, you know what I mean? Whether you might be at home hoovering up, doing the ironing, I don't know, washing up, something, but you can just put it on in the background and just listen, man. There's some gems in there that all of us, like for me, I definitely took quite a few home and really started to, you know, analyze my situation a bit more. I think like it's time to really start getting the dragon back out again and breathing fire on many different levels, man. Like he definitely put a battery in my back, like they say, man, and made me feel like, yo, okay, there's still more to do. It's never, you know, like we were saying, it's never too late. And I think it's just really important for the UK hip hop scene in general, and like any scene anyway, to understand, like people who are out there trying to make a business out of their craft, whether you be a rapper, producer, painter, you know, it doesn't matter, DJ, skateboarder. It's like there are certain levels to, if you really want to make this something that's going to be your craft and your way of making a living, which doesn't, you know, it doesn't feel like work when you enjoy it, innit? And that's the aim, really. But it's such a weird, we're in such a weird place now in terms of how people promote themselves or how they handle their business. Yeah, man. But shout to all the people that are doing it, though. There's a lot of independent artists that you know, investing in themselves, like people like Sonny Jim. I see him working really hard, and a bunch of others as well, man. But it's good to see, you know, Bad Bones as well. He's putting in quite a lot of work, and people just getting their music out. So I think, yeah, it's important that we start chatting to more people as well, so they can spread some more knowledge on how they see things and how we can really, you know, set. I feel like there was a point where it felt like, yo, there's a bunch of people that can come through now. We can really create a scene that is solid, and you know, you have people always coming to see them and supporting the music and whatnot. But then it always feels still a little bit, you know, some people say cliquey, but I think it's just like there are people who know where the music that they want is, but they might not know that it's at other places as well. They don't really, you know, and that's down to the artists. Yeah, that should be, you know, sought after, sort of putting the word out, you know what I mean? So there's all those sort of things that we've all got to learn a bit more. But I think, man, Blade just, he really made a bunch of different statements there, man, that, you know, I was saying to him after, it's like a lot of what he was saying, you think about, but it's hard to put into words. It's hard to really, you know, make people understand fully but he just laid it down. And, you know, like we always say, man, the elders will give it to you, man. If you don't get it, they'll tell you how they got it. You know what I mean? And what they did with it, you know, and move on, man. So, yeah, big up to all them locked in. Shout out to Duke, Speezy, Stephen. See, I got it right now. Stephen88. He told me off, man. He's like, yo, it's not Steph, it's Steve.
Well, did you meet him didn't meet him at Metro Fest, did you?
Nah, e-meet. We e-met.
Oh, right, okay.
Online. Shout out to Jam Junction FM, oi oi. Yeah, but yeah, so that's important though, man. You know what I mean? The spelling of the name, like, it might not be what you think it is. Even the word, let alone the spelling of the name, the word might not even mean what you think it does, you know? I hope we can do a few episodes on that shit, because I've been learning a lot about that stuff over the year, you know? I've had a bit of time, might as well, you know what I mean? I've had a bit of time. I've learned how to cut my toenails properly. Learned how to massage myself thoroughly. You know what I mean? I can give myself a whole body massage.
Full body massage.
Full body massage. I'm stepping up to learning how to do Thai massage. It's just, you know, the elbows don't bend everywhere. When you want them to. Yeah, that should be another Mice Investigates. What the fuck did you learn over this year and a half? You better learn something, boy. You better not be the same fucking person you were.
That's good. I think that's a good one. That's next week's one.
What did you learn?
Yeah, what did you learn? What was the most valuable thing you learned over lockdown?
Ooh, jeez. Yeah. I told you I got some claps in the Dropbox, man.
I'll get them.
That deserves fireworks, everything, boy. A lie? That's the one. Yeah, man. And so, you know, I think, yeah, a lot. I took in a lot, and I'm still, I feel like there's stuff I've got to work on regarding myself, and but I'm excited about it because, it kind of gives you a new outlook on things, like a fresher outlook on where things can go and where things should go as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We didn't get to do the Mice Investigates last week. You know?
No. Have we got any housekeeping first?
So, I think it's important we do it this week because a lot, talking of gems, talking of knowledge that was shared, there was a lot on that one. But I could make, like I said, I could make a little booklet out of the little bits and bobs though.
Might be some of the merchandise coming up. Along with the MysDiggi calendar.
Bruv, it's the first ever Instagram book, yeah? A man's dropping the first ever Instagram book. You know that people always want to be the first one to do. Yeah, boy, I started that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I started that shit. Where did you start? Bruv, man made a pamphlet from my Instagram comments, yeah? From there, it just blew up, innit? It's just like, yeah, they were physicals, like. And these times it was all digital world, but man was selling pamphlets. You know what I mean? 20p a pamphlet. I should sell them for coppers. I said 2p's and 1p's. You know, it's mad. 1p's and 2p's are worth more than a pound.
Oh, the actual like value of the metal itself, right? Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
It's crazy, isn't it?
And the other thing is, why did they have to make the pound coin that way? Like when you look at euro, it's almost like it didn't matter the actual like joining the euro because we got the same coin as Europeans have. Yeah. They have like gold with silver in the middle. What is it about that coin that they had to have the one of something be that?
Yeah, it's kind of weird, isn't it?
Weird, isn't it?
Them coins, man.
Yeah.
And then why do they put so much work into these coins and then now they just want to get rid of them? What was the point in that?
Yeah.
All that work. All these little symbols.
Yeah, symbols. Yeah, I know. You're having to think of a new one every 2 years or something.
Yeah, these are deep, man. Who's that? You said, where's Mice? Is he washing his hair? Oh, what? Can you not see me now? Is he washing his hair? I ain't even got no hair, bruv. Wish I had hair, man. Took me ages to grow this little bit of fur on my chin. You know what I mean? Don't laugh though, man. Yeah, so housekeeping, what we got? Peter, yeah. What's going on? Peter Lewis Kisser
Where's
in
the Kisser
building.
family? Is Mrs. Kisser here today?
Yeah, you know she'll be in soon, boy. So we like just checking in on him. No, yeah, just yeah. So what did I do? I did the Metrofest
Yeah.
on Sunday. Shout out to 279. Shout out to DJ Lock. Shout out to Skinny Man and the crew.
Yeah.
Shout out to NASA. Who else did I see? Shorty Blitz. 6'9", the trainer. What's his name? And one of the guys, I've forgotten what his name was actually. But yeah, it was good, man. It was really good to see a bunch of people all enjoying themselves like it was nothing. Like normal times, you know?
Yeah.
Like it used to be. Yeah, it's funny, man. There was still a couple people, like mainly the people working there, probably a little, you know what I mean? A little bit wary or whatnot. But otherwise, it was cool, man. It was really good. It was good to see. I think some people were a bit worried about the rain and all that, but nearly everybody was prepared for it. You know what I mean? Wellied up. They were like, yeah, got their raincoat, got their, umbrella or whatever they needed. The only thing was a couple of the acts didn't turn up. You know, I was kind of disappointed still. I didn't.
Yeah.
You know when you get angry when you want to cry, like,
But it was the big one.
Messed me up, man.
The big one didn't turn up.
Bobby V.
Bobby V.
I was fuming, bruv. Fuming. I was there practicing my dance moves.
You got all your T-shirts out, your old Bobby V
Yeah,
T-shirt.
I got the CD.
Bobby V scarf.
I got
the silk scarf that
white-
he gave you before.
white label. I wanted him to sign. The mug. You know what I mean? The perfume. Yeah. So a couple of the acts didn't turn up, man. I don't know what happened. People were saying that Fat Joe weren't going to turn up, but he did turn up. Yeah, and he leaned back. He did all the bits and bobs. He seemed a little wary, like he was like, trying to read the crowd talk. He was like that, but yeah, he pulled it off. And who else? Fat Man Scoop killed it.
Was he just hyping up other people's songs for a whole set?
Yo, my man hyped up his own song, bro. I was like, right, really? You know, like how people were cussing out Cameron and all that Dipset last week,
Right,
at the Versus thing, because they were rapping over their vocals. My man was doing the Fat Man Scoop thing over the Fat Man Scoop vocals. And some of it, he weren't even doing it. He was just like, right. He took the top off. He was like, right, all right. People loved it, though. Yo, I was baffled, but yeah. And then I said it to my brother. He goes, no, you're hating, man. You're hating. It's vibes, man. It's vibes. I was like, no, I'm not hating, but come on, man. Like, yeah, anyway. So he smashed it. John B came out and killed it. Did you hear me? I said John B. Yo. So, yeah, John B, Fat Man Scoop, Fat Joe. I heard Horace Brown came on, but I missed Horace Brown.
Right. Who else?
And then-
Eve,
Nah, Eve didn't turn up.
Maya.
Maya didn't turn up.
Fuck, they're all just women. Didn't turn up.
Apparently Blackstreet did turn up, but they didn't, something to do with the sound check or something like that. So,
What, they weren't feeling the sound check, or was
maybe they didn't get to do it. I don't even know exactly, man. But
they need to be able to do a sound check, don't you, if you're going to harmonise.
It's hard, isn't it? Because festivals, it's a different kettle of fish. Like, I don't know if people know, but I guess with festivals, usually you sound check earlier in the morning, or in the day anyway, before it really kicks off. That's when you get to do your sound check, and then they keep all the levels at where they're at, save them in the computer and whatnot.
And then otherwise it's just like a line check. You just go up there and just check everything's working, and then it's fucking go time.
Yes, it's a bit different.
You're trying to harmonise with 3 other people.
Well, your more says not enough diggity. Mad, man. But it's kind of like, all right, people were really happy to be out anyway, regardless.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that I took away from it was that we really, and it bounces back off of what Blade was saying, we really need to start pushing the UK more to the point where we don't have to rely on artists abroad to headline festivals like that.
Right, yeah.
Do you get what I mean? That's where it should. It shouldn't just be like, oh yeah, they're really big, and then they get to support so and so when they're here. That kind of thing. when I go to places like Germany, France, you know, they've got artists that they don't need a whole bunch of US artists to come and, or even to this point, not even turn up. And then now people are looking at the UK artists that are standing in and finding, you know, it was a bit like, right, come on, man. Like, these are just here because they've been asked to stand in. And it's not fair, you know. These people should be treated way more better. Not like the crowd were booing them or anything like that. I mean, I didn't see any. There might have been some of that, but I didn't see none of that. But what I'm saying is, like, it felt like they weren't being appreciated for performing on stage and actually getting the crowd going like they could have been if people actually came to see them.
Yeah.
But imagine if they were that big where people are like, yo, oh, so-and-so turned up or did it, you know, that sort of thing. And it just made me think about that. Like, rah, man, we really need to do way more than we're doing in order to make, you know, real, like, you know, quality, obviously, musicians become, you know, like stars in the UK. Regardless, any genre as well, regardless of the genre. I don't think that even matters to what I'm saying. It just feels like, right, the UK is like one or two, just a couple people. And obviously it's more the popular world anyway. But I think even on the underground level, there's people that would obviously be into the music, but they just don't know about it. And, you know, like Blade was talking about, we need to spread, you know, some people also involved need to spread the word more, you know. I just noticed, you know, Mrs. Kisser in the building.
She said, don't say her name 3 times.
Oh, for real?
Because she's not like Beetlejuice.
Oh, yeah.
But we did have to say it.
Times thing?
I don't know. There's like magic in... 3 is a magic number. I shouldn't have to say it.
Me, myself, and I. Well, they all do it, innit? Politicians, like, they repeat.
Yeah.
Like, the parts they want you to know, they say it 3 times. And, and then also it's like, that's how you can rebut, like, if you're rebutting some kind of form or something that's been sent to you, like some kind of fine or penalty or whatnot, and then you hit them up 3 times, and after the 3rd time, that's it. It's accepted in law. So there must be something, but that's obviously some abracadabra business going on from old school. You know what I mean? Some ancient. Say it 3 times. And it happens.
Yeah. No, 3 is an important number to. Well, I mean, pretty much all the major religions have a 3 in them.
Yeah. It is, man.
You got
Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva.
Thesis, antithesis, and synthesis, or the Hegelian dialect. It's got 3 parts to it. Yeah, it's probably a human thing, isn't it? Something that turns people on here doing things 3 times.
Yeah, I get it.
2 is never enough. 4's a bit too much.
3 is just like,
just right.
Now you know.
Not too hot, not too cold. Yeah. Just right. Not too hard, not too soft. Just right.
Just in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you know, there's something to it anyway, man. These people fucking around with us, regardless, man. All this 3 times business, and there's something to it. I've seen like a lot of people where I notice when I'm like, are they gonna repeat something 3 times? And they do it. It's usually people that are like, you know, they're doing some kind of speech, or they're trying to make sure people get this type of energy and go.
Yeah, there's something about it that's emphasize it. You know, you emphasize something 3 times, don't you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I say, once is not enough. 2's, you know, you ain't really made your point. And 3 times, you mean it.
3 times a lady.
He meant it.
Sheesh. 3 is a magic number, for real. See it? Peter said it, man. De La said that, and it's very true. Me, myself, and I. There's something about that. Father, Son, the Holy Ghost. I always wonder as well, why is it Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost, not Father, Son, and Mother?
It is.
Why is she a Holy Ghost? That's the part where it's like, huh?
To be magical, you got to have no women there. That's why it makes it truly magic, is that a man created another man.
Yeah, for real. It's for real. It's like, oh, my rib just popped out. Hey, damn, you're not bad, man. Like, what? How did that? Wait. How the hell did that happen? Rewind, please. Rewind. Yeah, man. But it's good to be back, mother lovers. We're going to get into some investigations. I got a shout out. What's the gig? Is Born Lippy.
Hold on, yeah.
Let's have a look at that. We'll get into some housekeeping.
There we are.
Housekeeping. Yeah, Born Lippy. See it there. And that's at the, what's the name of the festival? I keep on messing up the name of the festival.
It's
got one of those.
Farm.
Yeah, Linda's Farm Festival, yeah? Linda's Farm, because it feels like I'm meant to be in, Holland or somewhere. Linda's Farm. Farm?
It's the Holy Island.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's where it's where there's like a famous holy book that's called the Book of Lindisfarne, or Lindisfarne Bible or something. It's a really nicely illustrated Anglo-Saxon Bible that was done by what are they called? The monks or something?
Right.
In Lindisfarne. It's like a little island off the side of Newcastle or that area. So it's just in the sea. You can only get to it at certain times and all that. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Holy Island.
Oh, that's going to be interesting. And Holy Island, okay. I'll have to bring my Bible with me.
Yeah. Get it signed. Or blessed or whatever they do.
Excuse me, Pastor, would you mind just signing my Bible here, please? Well, because you're standing in for a minute, so you might as well. Yeah, so we're going to be down there, or up there, I should say, whilst we're down here. Born Lippy stage, Invasion. It's going to be fun, man. It's going to be a whole bunch of there's a few other rappers going to be there, as well as poets. So it's going to be interesting hearing the words on that day. I'm going to be down there with Stanley Odd, Imogen Sterling, Jackal Trades, Joe Dark, Neanderthal Bard, Rowan McCabe, Nicola Mantalios, Tanmina Ali, and a whole bunch of others. If you think I'm going to say all of them names, you're crazy. That's going to be Friday, the 3rd of September. And we're taking over the stage from 12:30 to 6:30. Born Lippy stage. Come through, mother lovers. If you're around that area.
And there's two people around that area.
Come to the Holy Island.
We've got Yamor and what's Alexander Morrison.
Oh,
they're both from up there. So
you lot should make the little trip. We're saying little trip. It would probably be like 6 hours from
across the Highlands, through snowy mountains,
over the ice wall.
Cutscene from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. You have to scale the ice wall, boy. Jeez. Yeah, man. That should be fun, though, man. I'm looking forward to that.
And it's something different. In this different part of the country.
Yeah, the Holy Island. I need to, just in case I need to take something with me, man.
And there was also the band Lindisfarne who done Fog on the Tyne with Gaza.
Was that them? Yeah. Fog on the Tyne was all mine, all mine. Fog on the Tyne was all mine. Fog on the Tyne was all... Yeah. Jeez. Taking it back, man.
Any other shows?
Nah, we've got Bristol coming up, but I've got to find out exactly which date. There's a few dates been thrown in the air. I think, was it the 6th, the 8th, or the 9th or something like that, and the 16th. So, yeah, I'll let people know anyway, but I'm looking forward to that, man. Bristol ain't been there in a minute. You know what I mean? No. What's,
Mr. Green, you need to press your live button, I think. You're quite a bit behind.
So what do you say? Wait, that's what I'm calling old Bill now. 1Ps and 2Ps. Yeah, for real, man. Copper. It's worth more than the paper then, isn't it? Or plastic or whatever it is. What are these notes now? What is it made out of, man?
Made out of some sort of plasticized paper. Something. Is it so that when you wash... Is it so when you wash them they don't fall apart, or is there another reason? Because it's everywhere. It's not just here. It's like, I think it's Australia the first one I saw.
Yeah, that's like the first time I saw them, man. It was in Australia, and it was like, right, why is the money plastic? You go surfing. That's the first thing man said to me, is because you could go surfing. I was like, right, straight up. What? So everyone in Australia just surfs. I was like, wow, that's interesting, man. But it's funny. But at the same time, what you just made me realize as well. that they do test the shit out there. They test stuff out there and then bring it here. Because I remember way back, I think '03 was the first time I went. Shout out to Sam Dutch and Shorty Blitz. First time I went to Australia to tour. And we went to like, you know, one of them food spots and whatnot. And then my man paid, the way he paid was like the chip and pin thing. So he put his card into the machine, ... And I was like, what? We didn't have that here. So I was looking at it like, what? I was like, what's going on there? And he goes, oh, you just pay. And they called it EFTPOS. It was like, you know, acronym for something. I can't remember. Electronic, you know, something. And I was like, wow. And then we didn't get it till maybe 2-3 years later.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. And then it's the same thing with the money. They've had that money. Like, their money's been like that from way back then. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing it from there. But
Plastic.
and that was a long time ago. Yeah, I think they had it. It's got to be like 10 years ago or something. I saw it. Plastic money. They're taking the piss, aren't they? Plastic money. They are, aren't they?
Come on,
plastic money.
I mean, they. It's almost like they train you with Monopoly money.
Yeah.
They go on, you know, make sure every year you guys link up at least once a year, probably birthdays as well, any exit, and then get the Monopoly out. Just, yeah, make sure. Just have fun. Go on. Go have. Pretend you could buy, maybe. Go. Pretend you could buy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then where they're walking around like with real fake money. Like, it really is fake. And we don't have any idea. Monopoly money. So what? You're more saying it's fraud prevention, apparently. Well, okay, I think. Yeah, fraud prevention. I mean, what are you going to do now? How are you going to make that kind of money, innit? Just get some what, you think you can just get any old plastic? No, it's a special type of plastic. It's this plastic that comes from...
Do people still do fake money now? Even though it's plastic? They must do. It must still be. I mean, people are fucking
No
smart.
Comment. Yeah, no comment. On
yeah.
that. I don't know.
No. Don't know.
I don't think so, though, to be
It'd
honest.
be much easier to launder.
Yeah, you can definitely put in the laundry.
In the washing machine. Carrier bags.
Carrier bags.
You more said carrier bags. People do it out of carrier bags.
I mean, where does
Probably.
it... Like, are they trying to say, yeah, this will last... Because it still don't last forever.
No.
You know what I mean? They're still lying to you in some form of way. Like, okay, so this is mine forever. Like, forever, ever. Like, yeah.
Yeah, until we just get rid of it all. But like you say, the same with the coins. It's like they put all this effort into it. They talk about who we're going to have on the new £20 note, and then just going to get rid of it all anyway.
A lot of people are saying that, like, you could see 5G and the virus on the £20 note or something like that.
Why would they do that?
Yeah. Like, wow, what's the point in that? Hey, throw that around. I don't really get it.
Yeah. No,
Like, it feels like a lot of things are out there to sort of just get us paranoid and thinking, you know, way out there as opposed to inwards.
Yeah.
You know, and stuff like that. I'm always like, yeah, and then what? Like, okay, they're doing that, but what, you know, there's nothing you can really do to change that. It's like, yeah, you know, they do what they do, $20 note. Da, da, da. Like, right, that's mad that they do it. Don't get me wrong when you first, but then after, it's like, okay. It's same like with the flat round thing. It's like, either way, we're still here in the city, you know.
Yeah.
It's not really going to
change.
change.
Does it change you watching telly?
Nah.
Well, how does that change? How does that change EastEnders? When do they mention the shape of the earth on EastEnders? Never.
I think the point to take in is like, if they are lying, then fuck, you know, what else are they lying about? As opposed to like, you know.
I get that, but if you think they're not lying to you, then
you're not thinking.
A bridge to sell you.
Otek said he don't know about the coins. Yeah, I wasn't sure about it either, but it makes sense in terms of if they are copper, then they're obviously worth more than whatever type metal the other coins are.
Which I don't know what the other coins are. I'm not sure what like pound coins are made out of, or 50p's. I don't know, but yeah, I suppose like the price of metals goes up and down all the time, and copper's in demand. So
yeah, it's mad, isn't it? Imagine back in the day, coins were like real silver,
and the 2p's massive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Heavy.
it's well beyond this. It's well punching above its weight, isn't it? It's, you know, you've got pound coins only like just over the size of a 5p or a 20p, but a 2p's like
2p skinny, but it's like, what, bruv? I will stomp on you, yeah? Pound coin's like all short and stompy and that. Like, "Bruh, come now. Like always looking out, come now. I'm worth more than you. Obviously heavier,
yeah.
no?
Well, the pound coin.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there must be something about the metals that they use that makes it a bit heavy. I don't know. 2p is pretty weighty, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah,
you
I
throw a
mean,
2p at someone
7.1,
and-
I think it's 7.1 grams or something like
Is
that. Yeah, 7 or 7.1. So, you know what I mean? Old school tester. That's how you test the digis.
yeah. 3.5, 1p, 3.5.
Yeah, boy. Shout out to the crew locked in. What you lot blazing on? You know what I mean? That was a nice segue there. What's everyone getting busy with tonight? I'm on the headbanger, Jizzle. You know what I mean? So it might get a bit crazy. It might get a bit crazy. Yeah, so yeah, I'm excited about getting into work, getting in some more music, working with a few people, but I don't want to announce yet because, you know what I mean? You know how that goes. You say it and then it don't happen for a while. Wanted to chat to my brother Q-Rock, but I'm going to line that up, man. He's just dropped the Adrenaline track, and boy, flames, man. Q-Rock from Son of Noise, another legend. It's funny, man, like the way I met him was coming out of, where was that? The Forum. Yeah, I was coming out of the Forum. I can't remember which gig it was. But he's like, oh, hey, you Maestro. And I looked at him and I was thinking, yeah, why did you say Maestro? In my head, kind of. I didn't say it out loud because he's quite a big dude. And he was handing out flyers and he was like, yeah, I put on this event, 4 Pillars. Rare. And yeah, it was via that. And it was proper, like, I didn't realize he was who he was until much later, you know. It's like, bruv, I used to listen to your shit growing up. Like, what the hell? So yeah, I want to catch up with him because he's finally dropped this track. Played me, I think it was a demo of the first verse a while ago, and I was just like, yo, when is this dropping? When is this dropping? And it's finally dropped, man. And boy, yeah. So try and search for that. It's called Adrenaline by Son of Noise. Yeah, and Q-Rock kills it on that, man. All right, we got some. Jeez, okay. Some of you lot are showing off again, though. You definitely are. Peter's on the sativa. Yeah, Ammo, of course. Ammo. That's straight up sats. Don Smithered. Shout out to Don Smithered on the skull cap. And G13 dabs. Woo, he's dabbing it up. Jeez. Bruv. I ain't had a dab in a minute, boy. That'll mess you up, man. But it's so clean. It's so clean, man. I've been with certain people where the first, it's like the first ever dab. Your first dab, it'll wound you. It'll wound you because, yeah, and it's like it goes smooth, but then on the way out, it's like, but the high is just clean and it's so potent as well. So yeah, I'm not jealous. Shout out to Don Smith, they're killing it with that one. And Mo's on some crystals from the grinder. All the edibles are finished now. Wow. She killed off the edibles. It must have been sweet, boy. That's hilarious. Right. Okay, who else? Okay, the 1P is 3.56. Shout out to Peter Lewis Kisser for that one. Steve's on the mimosa. Woo! Yeah. That's it. Mimosa reminds me of kind of like it's like a fizzy orange drink, kind of orangina, kind of. There's something else that like that Rubicon kind of, yeah, sweet, man. Jeez, you lot are going in. Frutella CBD for O-Tech. I like that, man. Nicole's on the Ammo and Stardog. Jeez! Stardog has become the new Ammo, boy. I ain't gonna lie. It's become the new Silver. Hey, he's like, right, brother, what you got there? Yeah, I got some Stardog, you get me? I got some Stardog. No, I got some Perp Stardogs. Yeah. Jeez. DMT. Whew. Bruv, you're talking about DMT. I'm going to have to tell you that one time about my ayahuasca journey, boy. Jesus. When I can pluck the courage up. But yeah, I was lucky enough to go to Peru 2018, was it? Yeah, 2018. Woo! Yo, that shit. And I did ayahuasca. I did 3 ayahuasca ceremonies. Man, it's next level. The way it just takes you deep into your soul and really finding out about yourself. And then through that, you know, you can find out about it. Yeah, it's one of them things, everything. Wow. You know, like people finish it and after they go, yo, everything is love, man. Everything is love. And you'd be like, what the fuck is he talking about? Everything is love. After I went through it, I was like, oh yeah, I see what they're saying. Now I get it. I ain't going to be running around like, everything's love though, you know, like inside and you got to do, you know, when Kundalini, I ain't going to do none of that. But yeah, like I get it now, I get it. We are all connected, whether we know it or understand it or like it or not. And it's sort of, until we get to that place where we all do have that kind of understanding on a spiritual level, yeah, it's always going to be messy like this. People are always going to be
into it.
That's what they want us to do.
Okay.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, man, but ayahuasca. What else? I haven't tried DMT though. If I do, it would have to be like a natural one. Not, you know, I heard people doing synthetic one, and I'm not. Yeah, I mean, where it's just like bam, yo, you just sprang out for like 30 seconds or some shit, and then come back. Oh, you know what I mean? You're like, yo, where am I? Like, 1 foot in the toilet, you're clutching on half the toilet seat. Yeah, that. Shrooms, I'm into shrooms. Much more than the LSD thing. I remember really young, like maybe 14 or something, or 15, and I tried a microdot. Yeah, man. That was, I handled it well, but my brethren, like we both had one. We both like pretty young. And I remember like I lost, because it looks like a flint, innit? It looks like a little flint, like a lighter. And I lost it down the couch and dropped
just
it
licking the
back.
couch.
Nah, well, nearly, man. I was damn near about to do that. But nah, we managed to search for it and somehow found it. Then bam. Then we both.
Did you split it or you just...
No,
took the
he
whole
had one,
thing?
I had one. But I dropped my one.
Right, yeah.
Drink.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's just bang out. There was like a house party in the flats around the corner. It's like, yeah, we was going to go to that. But then we went out to the park. I remember we was out walking around and then we went to the park. And then I think we might have been drinking as well or whatever, but sat down. And then, you know, I was sitting on a bench over here and he was sitting on a bench over there and then people chatting and this, that and the third. And then all of a sudden it was like, boom, like, he just started cracking up, and then I look, and then he's cracking up as well. We're like crying. People like, oh, what's wrong with these? Yeah, it was mad. But he started wigging out. I remember going in the lift, and my brethren's face was just melting. As I was looking at it, it was melting. And then not him, but it was another guy. But in the end, the other guy that took it, he started puking up and whatnot, and kind of And, you know, so
good ending to the story.
Yeah, well,
I'd done one.
Don't do it.
I'd done
kids.
half one with somebody once, an American friend, and we went and watched the. I'll tell you when it was. It was Tyson Bruno, I think.
Serious?
Yeah, I don't know how long ago it was, and I found him in the toilet. He'd just disappeared, and I just found him in the toilet at the club. Cause we went to a big clubhouse to watch it. They had it on the big telly and all that. And I found him in the toilet, and his face was just bright red, and he was just going. He was really struggling with it. Really. Not having a shit. He was just sitting on the toilet, going.
Oh, just trying to ride it.
His face is just bright red.
Man's trying to ride that wave. When that wave hits, boy, jeez, and there's no turning back. When that wave hits, you like, shit, whoa, like you know,
I'll have,
yo, what's going on?
I'll have to
man?
look up when it actually was, because someone said, "Are you that old?" I'm not that old.
Ooh.
I was that young when I was doing drugs.
Yeah, shrooms are fun. Like, yeah, shrooms are fun, but all that acid stuff, I think it's a bit, it's not really, you know what I mean? I prefer to, like, yo, oh, this grown out of here, okay. Rather than, yo, you made that in there. But yeah, I remember like on the microdot, it was like walking into the house party. It was in a flat. But you had to go through the kitchen bit, and there were like tiles on the floor. And as I was walking, it felt like the tiles were like getting narrower and narrower, and I was trying to walk in the as they're narrowing. It's madness, man. But
Yeah.
shrooms, I just like, you get that, boom. There's all of a sudden you get this like kind of orangey red tint, and everything's just like, and you feel like you're hearing everything the way you're supposed to hear it. Like even the news is on, and you're like, I know what you're really saying, bitch. Yeah, and you know, like,
Yeah.
you're reading things and you're like, I get what it's trying to tell me.
Yeah, it's
Like,
not.
yeah,
It
shrooms
was
are hilarious, man.
March 16th, 1996 was Bruno Tyson 2, not Bruno Tyson 1.
So you saw that live?
Yeah. Well, I saw it through eyes that had micro dots in them. So
Yeah, what
Yeah.
like watching a fight while you're
you
on
know,
the dot.
I'm like,
That's why I had to ask, like, right, see, you do that once. That's why you were like, yo, I'm going to go toilet. Oh, shit, look who's here.
beat you to it.
Yeah, boy.
I was already in the toilet. Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah, it's tricky trying to do, you know what I mean? Like, do them sort of things and be in an environment where you wouldn't normally do it. Like, in order to, like, for you to feel like, yeah, this is cool. People who do it all the time, you know what I mean? It's normal for them. They're like, yo, I was in there, man. I was on some mescaline or some, you know, all the time. I took some ludes. Them old school
White
dudes.
doves.
Yeah, fucking double dip doves, mate. Right, we was on one. But yeah, nah, man. That shit is like, bruv, save it for, you know, a time and a place where it makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know where that is for you, but surely not, not watching Tyson. Yo! That's hilarious, man. Oh, shit. Yeah, so, shout to IBMC's in the building. In the building. Yeah, truffles are banging. Truffles, man. That's what we had, didn't it, when we went, damn.
Yeah,
man. Boy. They're nice. They give you that, boom, you get that.
Yeah, that weren't too bad. You could definitely control your dosage with something like truffles, I think. You know.
Yeah.
It felt like the sort of thing that you can, if you're, I haven't really gone far enough, I'll have a few more bits or whatever.
Yeah, shrooms
Yeah,
are like
unlike
that.
mushrooms. Well, I don't know. Yeah. I've had like mushrooms from, I brought some back from Amsterdam once. Had some over there, fine. Brought the same ones back, destroyed.
Is it?
Yeah. Just like the worst experience. Felt like I've been poisoned.
Well, you did the whole lot, the same
No,
amount?
it's like, no, it weren't even that much. But I don't know whether it's different. I don't know whether it's what you put it in. I'm not sure. But the second time, I put it into like a soup and just ate the soup. So I don't know whether it got infused into the water or something. I don't know. It was just
soup. Yeah, maybe something that was in the soup might have counteracted.
That was like close to like shamanic. Everything was. I just went. The only place I couldn't be in any shops. I couldn't be around anything. I went to a petrol station. Couldn't be in anything sort of synthetic or unnatural. Just was.
They do
didn't
that
get on
to
with
you.
me.
Yeah, shrooms do that to you, man.
I had to go into the forest. I had to just disappear. Well, I say the forest, Barnes Common. I had to just go to Barnes Common and just
barefoot.
be bare everything.
Start growling and shit. Start growling and cocking up your leg and peeing on the tree. Shit, this is mine.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, for real?
It was that. It was that word, proper feral.
Shroom called you mad feral boy. When the canines start like lengthening and shit.
It was, yeah. It was proper, yeah. I mean, I got on a train to go uptown.
That's where the beard
That's where it came from. This was a couple of months back. No, I got on that. Well, this was when I was younger. But I got on a train to go uptown, and I got about 3 stops. That's why I ended up in Barnes. I got a couple of stops up, and then all of the train floor was moving. It was just the lights started going mad. So I was like, oh, I've got to get off. I can't stay on the train.
Yeah.
People's faces. I was just like, no, it is. It just felt like something. I felt like I'd been poisoned, but I obviously hadn't because I was absolutely.
Yeah, I think what happened was you was just in the wrong environment again.
Yeah,
I think because those sort of things, man, there's a spiritual side to them that, you know, when you, like you said, everything that was artificial just felt wrong. It didn't feel like you were meant to be there, and your body actually felt sick. It's probably trying to purge out, you know, and that often happens. I think that's a big problem with when people start obviously abusing these type of things and then doing them in the wrong environments. You're just doing it like, you know, obviously microdosing is a different thing, but when, you know, people are tripping and they're doing, you know, just stuff that you wouldn't normally do, it can kind of sit with you, man. Like the level of, you know, anxiety that might have given you or whatever, it can build up some form of chemical that could sit with you for a while, and you know what I mean. So I think it's important to do them things on a, you know, a respectful level. Like we're doing the ayahuasca, like we went in on, you have to do this diet before. They called it la dieta, and it's basically like cutting out, bruv, everything that's bad for you. All the, you know, let alone all the entertainment and whatnot, but like the salt, sugar, oil. And, you know, like when I say bad, it's just like in terms of what it does to you, your body, if you have too much of it, sort of thing.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's too stimulating.
Yeah, it was that. You had to bring your vibration down so that when you know, go in, you kind of respectfully gone in, and the ayahuasca doesn't feel like, oh, I've got to compete with all this other shit in your body that, you know. So there's that thing. And I, you know, after doing it and realizing how cool it was for us compared to some people I've seen and heard about bad experiences and whatnot. And when I asked them, you know, were you just eating normally up until you did it? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, look, man, or were you watching this and that and the third? And, you know, all these sort of things that your body's taking in and causing some form of vibration or stimulating some part of the brain or spirit in a way that is imbalancing you, that's going to affect the way that you, most of the time you're just going to take this thing and then you're just going to be purging up all the shit. You're going to be puking up everything because that's what it's trying to do, is clean you out. Yeah. I went in there, I had a blocked ear. I've had a funny ear for years, since like 07 or something. I remember going to Croatia with Yes King and came back and my ear was real, it was mad. And since then it's always had some blockage or some kind of problem. Bruv, after that, ear's cool. My ear was healed. Like done, like all this gunk came out, you know what I mean? So there's so many different levels of how it will help you purge out the shit if you're prepared for it, man. So yeah, man, a purge. Everyone needs a purge every now and again, you know what I mean? That's what your body does naturally anyway.
That's it.
Yeah, man. But yeah, I'll talk about that story because it was a pretty profound time. Wow. Definitely woke me up to a lot.
Should we just have a quick break and then?
Yeah, we're getting to a break. Come back with some Mice Investigates. What we got? We got some news for people, innit? It's a bit of news. Someone was asking for their favourite skeptic, and we got a good reason to ask why they should be skeptic, and you know, these things can happen. So yeah, we're gonna go into a little break. You mother lovers, get another one rolling, get a tea going. Hope everyone's feeling cool out there. Let us know how you're doing as well, man. You know what I mean? We want to make sure everyone's cool, everyone's feeling all right. They're not getting, you know, too caught up in all the madness out there. The BS.
Okay, here we go.
Here we go. All right, we'll be back, mother lovers.
Well, we are happy to break news out of Canada that the Daily Mail will not touch. None of the mainstream media is going to touch this. These propagandists are going to hide this from you because this is encouraging to freedom fighters, patriots who want to take matters into their own hands and stand up against this tyrannical, overreaching system of mandates that forces you to muzzle yourself with an ineffective face diaper, socially distance away from your family, stop giving hugs, not visiting grandma, masking up your kids in school for 10 hours a day, possibly while you're exercising. It's all ridiculous. But breaking out of Alberta today, mandatory masking is coming to an end. Kids will not be masking when they return to school. Mandatory quarantine will be ending. Contact tracing, testing for mild symptoms. It's all done. They will now be recognizing COVID as a mild flu and treating it as such. Freedom has won in Alberta, proving that fighting does work. Joining us now is Patrick King, a devoted father of two, a proud Canadian. You were fined $1,200 for violating the COVID-19 Public Health Act for being in a group larger than 10, which I'm assuming is what lit the fire inside of you. And it appears that you, sir, were a part of the efforts that we can now celebrate today. Tell us about it.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for having me on, Stu. Yeah, on December 5th, we held a rally. So in Red Deer, Alberta, Canada, we have been known as the only city in Canada to hold the longest rally against all these government mandates that they've been putting in with regards to even our industries. I started back about 4 years ago. I'm an oil and gas worker, have been for over 17 years. I also hold a degree in occupational health and safety and environment. And when they started to attack our industry out here, I started getting a little bit more vocal. So we've held rallies on our streets with regards to oil and gas and this government that we have for over 3.5 years. And on December 5th, we were celebrating our 200th week of being on the corner on a Saturday morning protesting. And on that particular day, COVID mandates were implemented and they were going on for the last little while. And I was obviously targeted because of my voice, and I know this, and it's in the transcripts in the court. I was targeted, and I received a ticket of $1,200. So I waited for my time in court. I ended up getting it on May the 4th, finally, and I went into court, and I produced some information that I needed to request in order to put up a good, plausible defense. And my material that I requested was the isolation of the SARS-CoV-2 virus, and I wanted it isolated and not in a lab setting or in a PCR test, because we know the PCR tests, they're overspun. We know we're not stupid people. Right. We know, we research, we look.
Yes.
So in doing that, they kind of shut me out of the court. I was supposed to be in court on May the 18th. All of a sudden once I deliver all of this, and I get told as a self-representative, the judge has to advocate for me and steer me in the right direction, at which time she allowed me to subpoena Dina Hinshaw, who is our chief medical officer of health for Alberta, who basically what my defense was to be was I needed proof that you have isolated the SARS-CoV-2 virus, and that therefore the science would give you the backing for your public health act.
Which in plain and simple terms means prove to me that a pandemic exists. Prove to me that we're all going to die. Prove to me that this thing is raging out of control and that people are dying from this thing.
100%. And if they did that, then I would be no problem. I would say, okay, you're right. You've got this. I'll put this mask on. Well, as soon as I subpoenaed her, I got an officer shows up at my door 3 days later. He says, Mr. King, I need your address. I said, oh, you mean the address you're at right now? That address? Yeah, well, I need your email address. And I said, well, the same email address that's on all my correspondence with you guys and all this stuff? You already have it. Well, I need your telephone number. I said, you mean the telephone number that you call me on all the time? And he's kind of looking dumb. And he says, well, I'm just here to tell you that your court case has been canceled. I was like, this can't happen. You can't cancel my court case. And he kind of snickered. Jimmy. Well, I ended up calling the courthouse, got it rescheduled. And upon the rescheduling, I got it in. And next thing I know, I'm being subpoenaed by Dina Hinshaw's lawyers now on a Sunday morning at 11:53 in the morning. I timestamped process server serving me this. In less than 24 hours, I had to be in behind closed chambers with Dina Hinshaw's lawyers and the judges. And I'm like, okay, well, this is odd. This is what's called a procedural violation. You cannot service somebody a subpoena less than 24 hours before court. And I knew they were up to something dirty. When I got the subpoena, we went into court. I get into court the next day. I call procedural violation 100%. They said, yes, it's a procedural violation. I said, okay, Your Honor, well, let's adjourn it to Wednesday. And this would have been July 24th. And I would have been in court. And she says, no, we can't. I said, Your Honor, this is a procedural violation. And well, when that happened, Dina Hinshaw's lawyer spoke up. And she said, well, Your Honor, Mr. King is requesting evidence that we cannot give. And I was kind of like, what? And I sent you a screenshot of it. And in the screenshot, it says, the chief medical officer of health has no material evidence to provide Mr. King for his defense. which basically means everything that I requested in Schedule A, which is the isolation of the SARS-CoV-2 virus, that needs to be 100% isolated in order to base your scientific facts on these public health acts. You don't have material evidence for this. And they said no. And I had to reiterate again to the lawyer or to the judge. I said, Your Honor, just for the record, I want it to be on the record, duly noted, that the Chief Medical Officer of Health of Alberta does not have material evidence I request. She says, yes, Mr. King, they did say that. Perfect. I lose the subpoena on Dina Hinshaw. That's okay, because what had happened is a procedural violation. Now, what they've done is the court system actually bamboozled me and sent me in the wrong direction, which is a violation of my rights as a Canadian citizen. I go in on the 24th, and I couldn't believe it. There are attorney general prosecutors from Ottawa in the courtroom. And now my statement says, no longer does it say Dina Hinshaw versus Patrick King. It states the Queen, Her Majesty the Queen versus Patrick King. So now, where's my accuser? If the Queen is my accuser, I get to address my accuser. Well, lo and behold, they find out that everything I did is absolutely phenomenal. They can't believe it. I'll still remember the look on the faces. So I reiterated again, the Chief Medical Officer of Health of Alberta, Ms. Dina Hinshaw, and AHS and the Alberta provincial government do not have the material evidence I request for the isolation of SARS-CoV-2. And when the judge said that, these two stenographers, or a stenographer and a clerk, just went like this.
Yeah.
And their jaws dropped to the floor.
Yeah, they must have looked at the judge like, what, are we supposed to type this?
Yeah.
Do you really want this on the record? I mean, this is amazing stuff, and it's so simple when you think about it. This is so simple. You have essentially taught the world exactly what they need to do to liberate themselves. I mean,
that's right.
But the problem lies in, of course, we're going to have to battle uphill because we have a compromised judiciary, a corrupt judiciary. You have to get before a judge that's actually going to rule impartially.
Yep.
But okay,
well, the problem
take
with this
through the rest of this, because you got to finish your story. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So what happens now is, and in my closing remarks, I told the judge, I said, to your honor, I said, thank you very much. And I looked at the Crown prosecutor and I said, thank you very much. And to the attorney generals that decided to come in the room for a $1,200 ticket, and I got Ottawa listening now. Thank you to each and every one of you, because you taught me everything I need to know to be the loudest, proactive advocate for everybody across Canada, let alone North America and the world, because now we know exactly what you guys are doing to us. We have it on record. We have the proof. And you know what? I get these transcripts this afternoon. I wish I would have had them before you called me this morning, because then I would have been able to provide it to you. And hopefully maybe we can do a sequel to this when I have it all. But in the transcripts, I stated, and I know they're shaking in their boots. So when I said I'm going to start teaching people exactly what they need to do, because we were that close, they got me on what's called a jurisdictional challenge, which the judge advocated for me to subpoena Dina Hinshaw because she has to. But what she didn't do was tell me the appropriate direction to go to. So I used the justice of the peace who signed the subpoena. Well, it's a judge who needs to sign the subpoena, not a justice of the peace. So they got me on the jurisdictional challenge, but they also violated my rights in doing so. So now there's a process that we're going to go through, and hopefully I can't divulge too much more. But now what I can do is, with all these transcripts to everybody else, and they made a point in my court case, the Rook versus Alberta case, where they've summoned everybody who had violated any of these COVID rules. They're waiting on the determination of thousands and thousands of tickets and summonses, and the results of those will come. Well, what we did was we laid the foundation for everybody's court case now. So everybody's court case will go exactly the way I am. And what they need to do, and everybody needs to do, is you need to challenge the Public Health Act in your provinces, in your states, in your wherever you are. You file a challenge against these health acts, and that way the judge has no recourse. She has to subpoena the government officials that are responsible for this. So now we're going to get them all on the stand.
I mean, I don't think that people. I just want to make sure that everybody understands the magnitude of this. This isn't about a $1,200 fine or a ticket. This isn't about 1,000 of them. This is about ending COVID. Seriously, the narrative is dead. The virus has never been isolated. It doesn't exist. You can't prove its existence. Therefore, you cannot force me to do anything in the name of something that is non-existent.
That's right. And in the transcripts,
no
they tell
vaccine,
me
no vaccine, no vaccine, and no vaccine, because it's not a vaccine anyways. No mask, no social distance, no limiting in the gathering sizes. My kids should be able to return to school. Everybody is hugging again. My small business can reopen now. All of these things. That is the magnitude of this.
It's so empowering to know that we got it on the record, because what they said right after was the science doesn't matter. And in the top of the Alberta Public Health Act, it says, I, Dina Hinshaw, formulate this Public Health Act under the COVID-19 pandemic. That means you would have had to have the proof and the science in order to write that Public Health Act for the COVID-19 pandemic. Well, now, I'm sorry, you messed up. You wrote and said on the record in the court of law that you don't have the material evidence. And when I said that, they said, well, the science doesn't matter. I said, oh, no, the science has to matter. This isn't about your public opinion. This isn't about your personal preference.
That's right.
I don't care who's pulling your strings and telling you have to do this. But you know, when they put their name, I, Dina Hinshaw, that was a setup, because when this goes down, she's going to get the bus. And that's why they do this, because they knew this whole time that this was never isolated. They know what they're doing. They know what the part of this scheme is. And I don't know the background of your show, how far I can go into this, but it all comes down to the result of this one world organization that wants to make sure that they have power over everybody across the globe.
Complete
so they're unfortunately attempting to bankrupt our country under the guise of a false pandemic.
That's right.
And everybody's just following along like a sheep. You have no to the viewers, the implications of this and the repercussions of what are going to happen from this are absolutely devastating. The world you know it right now will not exist. And that is what they're attempting to do. We are attempting to stop this under professional literature and professional presentations. When we do this, I'm just an average Joe, but I do know enough that I know there's something wrong. And if I don't do something, who am I? What does that mean? If I just stand back and let it.
That's right.
Canadians are on this thing. They are on it, bruv. There's a lot of Canadians out there that are really kind of woke to all of this law stuff. And boy, they ain't playing around.
But it's also their country's getting completely fucking wrecked.
Is it?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
yeah.
They're
Not allowed.
still...
You can get fined for doing comedy and for doing gigs and all that.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's fucked up over there.
And it's been like that for the same amount of time this thing has started. Yeah,
yeah.
Because I was Australia,
get fined
man.
for going over there and for leaving if you ain't got good reasons and all that stuff. Yeah, it's pretty.
I think people are still coming and going, but it's that thing. It's like what this guy's talking about is once you understand how things really work and you're using the right terms and conditions, then you can navigate through it. But a lot of people, it's ridiculous, even to the point of people like, what are you talking about, man? That's all. I realize that there's a whole bunch of information out there to make it seem like that's a bunch of rubbish. But there's a whole reason why, they make sure you're lawyered up, or you got a solicitor, or you got someone basically talking for you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't know what language they're talking, but you think you do. But they're all working with each other. So you got to represent yourself, but we don't know how to do that. But I found that a lot of people in Canada seem to be up on that stuff.
Right, yeah.
Understanding that the country's really a cooperation and all that.
Mm.
So, yeah, it can be done by the looks of it, man. Can be done. There's people out there saying, no, man, that's not true, but it seems to be a lot more information confirming it. And even people that are angry about it, they're saying this is criminal that Alberta are doing this, that they're ending their lockdown and whatnot. So, yeah, there's got to be something to it. Well, moving on, mother lovers. Welcome back, bitches and bitchettes. How you lot doing out there? Let's get into some investigations. It's about that time.
4.
3. Mice investigates, bitches and bitchettes.
Maestro. MysDiggi.
Go on, D. Yeah.
Investigate.
Dementia. Yeah, man. Time for some investigations. We didn't get to do last week's one. But I felt like people went in on it so hard. There's no way that I could not do it. So this week's investigation, I think we got to ask it, didn't we, last week? And then a couple people might have given us. Yeah. And then the phone rang. And then from there, it only made sense that we carried on with the phone conversation, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm going to get back on this now. Mice Investigates this week. What are some of the best home remedies you've ever heard of or used for an illness? And yeah, obviously state what illness as well. So yeah, hit us up in the comments, you lot, as well. What are some of the best home remedies you've ever heard of or used for an illness? And that is Mice Investigates. I've got some wicked answers, though. I'm going to run through some of them now. Shout out to MCU star. This was deep. And to start this off, let me say shout out to the Hilltop Hoods. I was on tour with them, and I learned about a home remedy that's from New Zealand, and it's called Manuka honey. When I'm saying, like, bruv, my voice was like this. Like, we're doing this mad tour. It's doing a mad tour. And we must have had a certain amount of gigs in a row. And you know me, I'm not a hype man. I don't have no hype man. So just me and the DJ. Shout out to Deep Reflux. And yeah, my voice, it was gone. It was like that. I was like, yo, that kind of thing where you're slightly getting some, nothing. I was like, yo, what am I going to do, man? We got a gig tonight, Sydney. And I was like, okay, I'm going to get this Manuka honey shit, see what this is saying, man. See if it really works. Manuka honey, I was battering it. I was looking like a bear, just paws up in there. Manuka out. You came in the room, it's just Manuka and put a fur everywhere. There's Manuka and fur everywhere, boy. Didn't talk to anyone. You know what I mean? I just stayed quiet, rest the vocal cords, battering the honey. I obviously now I know you don't need to do it as much as I did, but I was trying not to like kill it off, but I easily did half of the tub, by the end.
And that's not cheap, that stuff either.
So it came to, I think I had to do sound check. I was like, boy, kind of scared to talk, but let's just see. One, right. 1, 1, 2. Late. I was like, yo, my voice was back. It was weird, bruv. It was weird. Like I didn't think it was gonna happen. I was like, yo, this shit works. From then on, Manuka. Woo. So yeah, that's a little. I'm sure people know anyway. But that was back in the day. I'm gonna be on them ones. I was the first one to be on Manuka.
You brought it back.
I was the first. Yeah, bruv. Bruv, it was me. Well, you heard about Manuka honey? Yeah, bruv, that was me that brought Manuka honey back here. Yeah,
it's my idea.
Yeah, but yeah, it works, man. But shout out to U-Star. So U-Star, he says, chop up 1 clove of garlic and swallow with a glass of fresh squeezed lemon juice with water, followed by a pint of celery juice and ginger. 45 minutes after, made with a juicer. Then blueberries, kiwi, banana in a blender with zinc, and an hour after that. All this in the morning before eating solid food for lunch. This is literally my daily routine with slight variations. Jeez, he's going in. He must feel good. I've seen him online. He ain't worried about nothing, so he must feel good, man. Shout out to Theme. He says, if your mum is from south of France or Italy, she'll fix you with olive oil. Doesn't matter if if your head has been blown clean off, a little bit of olive oil will do the trick. Yo, olive oil is the one, though. It is good for you, man. Shout to Starborn7. He says colloidal silver. I was like, what would that be for? He says it has strong antibacterial properties, combats viruses, good for general strengthening the immune system. Can also be used topically on wounds, etc. I've heard about that, colloidal silver. I heard that they the discovery was to do with how the maids and butlers they were never really ill. and people were trying to figure that out, and then they noticed that they would drink, because I guess, their water, the people they were serving, their water was cleaner than the maids and butlers' water. So when sometimes the spoons and cutlery might be left in a glass with water in it, they would drink that water, and they found that the silver, silver spoon in your mouth.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that one. Yeah. Because they should use people just used to use silver for loads of stuff.
They did, man. Yeah, they had silver, stitching. To stitch up wounds. They'd use silver threads.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's mad, man.
Yeah.
What else have we got then? Shout out to S1 Bike. He says ginger, lemon, honey, but you have to drink tons of it. Yeah, that's like the old school one, isn't it? People know. Saying for flus and colds or anything respiratory. Anything else was Cereseed tea. Yeah, Cereseed is meant to be really good as well. Smell it and piff. He says he had kidney stones for what seemed like a lifetime until he found out about drinking a pint of water and half a lemon squeezed in a cap of olive oil 3 times a day, and it flushed them out about 3 days later. Within 3 days later, wow. And, let me just say, obviously, this is like, we're not advising to do any of this. You should research everything. But I think things like that are interesting, because I've only ever heard of people doing it with, there's some kind of apple cider vinegar diet or something you go on to get rid of kidney stones, but it will take a while. It's not like it happens in he's saying 3 days, but from what I remember, it was something like 3 weeks or 4 weeks or something like that. It would take for, and then you pass the kidney stones out, like it's like it's all powdered.
Yeah,
powdered.
We've got Barry Owen in the chat as well.
Oh, wicked! Shout out to Barry Owen. Yes. Pups in the building. For real, he's saying the world is getting crazy by the minute. It is, man, but we're staying sane up in this. But once you understand, it feels like it's just a comedy show that's going on. You start understanding, like, everything seems to be, in some form of way, not what you think it is, not what it seems to be from the surface.
Yeah.
And then it's just comedy. It's just like, wow, these people, they're pum-pums, man. The fact that they got to hide to do all the stuff they're doing, it's like, well, you ain't got no balls at all, man. But as long as we've got the eyes to see it and ears to hear it, then we can learn to navigate through all of this madness, you know what I mean? Can't get lost with all these mother lovers out there, I tell you. Shout out to Tony Spread Love. Jeez, see, we got promoters, rappers, all kind of people. Yo, Tony Spread Love said, cold or flu, hot milk, crushed almonds, turmeric and honey. Bam. Turmeric, I've heard a lot about turmeric, man. Turmeric. It's interesting as well that you notice this happened with the Sprouts thing, like alpha Sprouts and all that, where they came out and everyone was like, yeah, Sprouts. And then somehow this news comes out about, oh, there's fungus on the Sprouts that could kill you, that could die. There always seems to be some so turmeric has got that as well. Like a lot of people saying, oh, actually, it does this. And
that's why I explained it before. Is the turmeric is actually a toxin. But that's what some people, and the same with the Sprouts. So some people think that the reason they're good for you is because they've got toxins in them. So you have a hormetic effect that it a little bit of. I don't know whether I agree with this. A little bit of. What do they say? A little bit. With something make you stronger or something, a little bit of what don't kill you makes you stronger. Yeah, which is like a hormesis thing. You poison yourself with a little bit of something and that. But I just don't know whether that, to me, sounds a bit like the vaccine thing.
Yeah, but the difference is that
there's like something in the Talmud that says that if you get bitten by a rabid dog, then you should take some of the saliva from the rabid dog and give it to the person who's been bitten by it, and they'll recover from it. And so that's what Pasteur apparently got his inspiration from, the Talmud or something,
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Wow.
From a friend who read the Talmud, who said to him, oh, yeah, well, when we get, a part of our book says if you get bitten by a rabid dog, you give the person the saliva from the dog, and then that makes them better or something. So then he was like, oh, okay, I'll give a little bit of something, and then that whole idea of like, what don't kill you makes you stronger. I don't know. Sometimes things just kill you.
Yeah.
A little bit of anthrax wouldn't do you any good. wouldn't make you immune to anthrax.
Yeah, the tiniest bit. I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
The tiniest bit of anthrax.
Because there could be some people who are made up in a way that they can handle a bit more than a tiny bit.
Maybe, yeah.
You know?
But
in general, it's not.
But
not
a little
advised.
bit of black mold is going to kill you slowly. You know?
Yeah,
There's like life. It's a life form.
Mm.
Same with anthrax. You know, they're actually alive. They're like some sort of fungus or spore, and some of those things would just be like that.
They just ain't got wings.
The thing is they talk about like viruses and all these sorts of things that they get in, you know, but you never hear of an incident where they cultivated a virus in a lab. All you hear about in labs is gases, bacteria, spores. Well, what else? You don't ever hear about.
Fungi.
Yeah, natural things.
Yeah.
They basically can cultivate natural stuff in a lab, but they make out that they can cultivate viruses in a lab, but they can't. You never hear of a virus getting cultivated in a lab and spread. It's always rumours of it. It's always like,
Well, you do hear
the Chinese,
of it, that's
the
it.
Chinese. You don't know, but you definitely hear of anthrax, which is just a spore. You definitely hear of like sarin, which is a gas. You know, you hear of mustard gas. You hear of all these gases they've cultivated in, which gas can kill you, obviously. And then you hear of like fungus and mold, which they cultivate in labs. You know, to make deadly strains of spores and things like that. So I think all the countries are in on the virus thing because it's a good way of controlling people. Is that you all say you all agree that like what we'll do is we'll just always tell everyone that viruses can be cultivated in labs. Because then it keeps up the idea that they're a real thing.
Yeah.
So that you can just say, well, there's a possibility that a virus is one day going to get out and that you all need an immunisation. You know. Because they can't immunise you against the things that actually kill you. They can't immunise you against the gas.
They got to make up their mind, man. Is it from a bat that somebody ate, or is it from a lab? Like, come on, man, make up your mind on that, and then you know. But I'm still baffled about how come only one person ate the bat, but everybody else had to cough and sneeze. Like no one else had to eat the bat. It's only one. Come on, man.
And it's always really... this thing as well. Sorry to distract from what we're talking
nice
about.
One, Jay. What's going on?
But it's this
Gleam
thing
in the house as well. Go on.
It's the no, that's all right. I don't want to distract for too long. That's all. But all of these things are sort of like the humans, the sort of final form of all of these. You never hear of like, oh, and now guess what? It's mutated to dogs from humans. It's always like humans got it from another animal, and now it's stopped mutating only in humans. Like it's still this thing that like humans are the highest life form, and that everything's trying to get to humans. You know, if you're a dog, you want to like be with humans. If you're a cat, you want to hang around with humans.
If you're a hamster,
if you're a virus, you want to try and get to humans somehow. You know, so there's all these. You know, it never goes back. It's still this mindset that like we're the top of some kind of pyramid. Not that everything's evolved equally at the same time. Apparently, you know, if there's such a thing as evolution, it's all things have all evolved.
Like
we haven't left
dogs,
something behind.
People's dogs should be masked up and all that.
Yeah. Well, why do you never hear of dogs just suddenly getting loads of colds off of humans? Like a cold has never mutated to a dog all this time.
It's fucking. There's so many logical things. You're like, right, they really, they messed us up, man. So Gleam, shout to Gleam. He's saying Isaac Newton used to eat mercury, and he was considered the smart one. He used to eat mercury. Like, why are you eating mercury? Because I think then they thought that it kind of keeps you well in some form of way.
Yeah, Novichok as well. That's another one that they keep going on about. It's not a virus or anything, is it? It's just a toxin poison thing.
Novichok.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah,
they do
how
try.
How much is
though.
too much anthrax?
How much is too much? I'll just take a little dab. You know what I mean? I'll just see how it goes. No, I'll just take a little dab, see how it goes for half an hour, yeah? Right, if I come back, then yeah.
Gandhi and Dr. Sebi used to drink a small glass of their own urine daily. You can do this if you've been bitten by a snake and it will save you. Yeah, I think urine is not a bad thing to drink.
Yeah, apparently urine therapy is really beneficial, man. Like, you know, it's quite a hard thing to swallow. But
You
Yeah.
can also rub it on
Wounds.
wounds, and if you've got like a bite or anything, someone says that they have a venomous snake.
Yeah,
barrier
venom
in.
snake.
But yeah, you can put it on if you're women. Put it on your face. Got loads of allantoin in it,
Yeah,
which is like
yeah.
a nice, like a aloe vera type stringy substance. It's got stem cells in it.
Yeah.
All the vitamins you haven't eaten are in it.
Wow.
Anything you pass out.
Yeah, this is the thing. So, because people, and I was trying to think about like, okay, so does this mean that the toxins are only coming out in the number 2 section as opposed to the P? Like the P isn't anything toxic, is it? Apparently, it's just it's basically the stuff that the good stuff that you couldn't use, like vitamin C, all the water soluble
Yeah.
sort of vitamins.
Yeah.
And so yeah, is that the case then? And then all the bad shit is coming out in your pores and you know,
And the
your
back,
poo.
yeah.
in
It's
the back
dark,
end,
you know,
it's coming
it's-
out the back end, mate. Oi, oi.
The poo looks like waste material, whereas the urine looks like gold. So, you know.
That's if you're dehydrated. It does. You know, it's meant to
No,
look.
if you're dehydrated, it's just concentrated. It's
Yeah.
just even if you've just your first piss in the morning is going to be like a golden color because you were drunk for 8 hours. But as long as if you can get over it, I mean, it all depends on what you've eaten. So you do it first then, Dan DNA. I have drunk my own piss. I would drink a glass of my piss on the screen. If you want me to drink a glass of my piss, I'll do it. But
Serious?
Yeah.
Will you drink a glass of your piss?
I'll drink a glass of piss on
alright.
screen.
We might, wait, if you don't want to see that, man, let me see some waves. Some waves.
not right now.
Nah, not now.
But I'll do it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll do it.
We
Yeah,
should
yeah,
do
of
that
course,
because
yeah.
I mean, I actually want to speak to a guy that I've seen talk heavily about this, and apparently it's even in the Bible. They talk about it being in the Bible, so there's got to be something to it, you know, whatever that means. But boy, I mean, you know, we've been bamboozled with so much growing up. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the true amber nectar. Oi, oi. Imagine I drinking. Nicole's like, yo, I don't know about that.
It's
boy.
the way you get. Also, it's like for biofeedback for your body. So, so like what the stuff in your piss is telling your body what is going on. So there's chemicals in there that are being released by the body to tell other parts of the body the state that the body's in. So if you drink it back again, you're retaking these chemicals back in and getting those messages to your brain quicker.
Yeah.
But also with the vitamins, you're having like if you buy shitty food with vitamins all wrapped up inside it and all this fortified stuff, in your piss is those vitamins unpacked. So you've got excess vitamins, but they're all unpacked and they've also been alkalized and like the what's it called, the
pH.
they're ionically in balance with your body because the pH levels and the ionic content of the vitamins has been balanced for your body. It's come through your body.
It's
So
been
when
filtered, basically.
So when you retake them in, they're already tuned to your body.
Wow.
You know, so you're doing your body a favor by letting them go through your body in a way.
Yeah, there are people that heal up themselves. He's like, boy, it's a bit mad, but I want to get someone in that's like an expert on it and see if they can really break down you lots the walls you have built up.
Yeah.
Not letting the piss through. I see one, shout to DJ Pork Scratchings. I see one comment with a bunch of waves. You lot don't want to see Dan drinking his own pee. I believe he'll do it as well because he sounded very passionate when he was explaining that.
I've done it.
You know, yeah. I mean, I can believe that. And the thing is, I've looked into it as well, and I get it, but yeah, I just want to get it a bit more to understand. Like, okay, you know, it's one of them things. Like, you have to really find out for yourself and look at things in that way. There's like fighters that do it. You know, MMA fighters that do it. Lyoto Machida, he was known to have done it for years. A lot of like health freaks, you know, health gurus, they do it. I think Bruce Lee used to do it.
Bruce Lee.
Yeah, Bruce Lee. Yeah, man. So you know, don't laugh too much, you lot.
Yeah, I'll rub it on my skin.
You rub it on your skin.
Yeah, you're more
apparently-
saying I was saying to put urine on your skin first. Yeah, I'll rub it on my skin.
Oh, take with the squirts. No, but think about this, yeah? What happens when you get stung by a jellyfish? What do they tell you to do?
Piss on it.
Yeah, piss on it.
Yeah.
And it, where was it I saw where they used to catch butterflies, and they used to just pee on. It was somewhere, some country in Africa, and they would pee on the wall, and then all these butterflies would come. Yeah, so it's like, right, there must be something in there for these beautiful ass butterflies to be like, yo, it's fucking amber nectar party over here, mate. That's hilarious, man. But yeah, all right, we'll make that happen then.
Yeah,
We'll make that happen.
We'll have a piss drinking contest.
Piss drinking. Ooh, shit. What? You're going to make me drink my own pee on...
Let's see who can do it the
Can I do
quickest. And then you have to flip the cup over at the end and make it land upside down.
Yeah, I don't know. You have to flip fucking Yo, do you know what? There's a what do they call it? A shoey. In Australia, they do shoeys. You know what a shoey
you
is?
drinking beer out of a shoe?
Yeah. But what they bruv, it's like even talking about it, it's like what they do is they pour beer into. They take someone's shoe, to pour beer into it, and then they both spit, or everyone spits into it as well,
Oh.
and then they drink it. Oh, fucking hell, man. That's raggo. We call it a shoey, mate. Yeah, it's raggo. That is just some hardcore with ochre. They call it an ochre. That's some hardcore business, boy. But yeah, people do some amazing shit. And I'm wondering if they'd ever do that. If man really got into that. Imagine the whole world. See, it's things like that. Imagine if everyone was just like, it was normal. Drinking your own pee was normal. People like, why are you drinking Coca-Cola, bruv? It's not doing anything for you. And I wonder how long can you survive on your own pee?
That's the thing, isn't it? Is if I've done like 3-day fasts. I've done 6 months of 3-day fast. 3 days a week of not eating.
What, and just drinking your own pee?
No. Drinking water, but then for one day not drinking anything. So I'd just completely dry for 24 hours.
Yeah.
And I could live off my own piss. Yeah. As long as you've had like a couple of litres beforehand, you can keep drinking your own piss. Fucking hell.
I love the way you said that up, man.
Yeah.
I love the way you said that up, man. But yeah, like, I don't know. The logic, it kind of makes sense. The part I think because I'm so used to hearing, like pee being, you're getting rid of shit. You think that you're getting rid of bad stuff in your pee. Like, yeah, that's meant to come out, innit? That's what's happened. So
Yeah.
I guess it's that paradigm shift of realizing that it isn't that,
Yeah.
And we're always learning, man.
Put it on
Mother
your hair.
lovers know.
Girls, you can put it on your hair, put it on your face. Like that,
Put it on your
as long
face.
as you're not. The thing is,
You can do eye wash with your pee.
yeah, you can. Yeah,
That's
I've done
really
that.
good.
Yeah, I've done urine netties.
Yeah.
When I had a cold, just done a netty with it.
A
sniffed it
urine
all up.
netty,
Yeah,
is
yeah,
it?
Sniffed it up. Yeah.
And then came out the other
Yeah,
side.
sniffed the whole. Put it in a cup. Sniffed the whole thing up.
Do you have to clean it after type thing?
Long as you don't. Long as you're eating relatively clean, it's all right. But if you have lots of sugar and lots of
Asparagus
stuff
and shit.
and coffee and things like that, it's pretty strong tasting. But even
Do you
just
freeze
with-
it or I'm like not freeze it, but chill it?
put it in ice
Do you
cubes.
chill it or
Can
room
I have a
temperature?
couple of piss ice cubes in that? Do you want some piss ice cubes? No. Just have it warm.
Fuck, boy. Warm piss. Yeah. I mean, warm piss and ice
Better
cubes.
warm.
Warm piss and ice cubes. Man, like, there's levels in it. Piss, sludge, like you could do slush, puppies.
Slush piss. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of
The
worrying.
other thing is,
but
do you not ever like look at your piss? Do you ever piss
When I'm
into a
peeing?
glass and have a look into it and see what's in it?
no, I've only ever done that once at a hotel because I was pissed off. I felt like the maid might have stole some money off me, so I drank the apple juice and peed in it. Yeah, I'll just put that out there. They'll never fuck with me if I stay at your hotel. Funny, Ty was there as well. And he was like, yo, I saw what you did, man. Like, he said, I think he said, like, Nah, did he pick it up or someone picked it up and he was like, yeah, nah, I can see what man's done to that apple juice. Oh dear. Yeah.
Mice investigates, Mr. Green saying Mice investigates drinking piss, obviously.
Drinking. Man, I'll tell you a little story. Well, I won't go all the way into it, but the first ever Mice Investigates, I used to do this little show on Spine TV. Spine TV were the crew that used to film all the Kung Fu events, and they did the DVD and whatnot. And then they started their own sort of channel. It was kind of like its own YouTube thing, but it had original content as well.
Yeah.
And so I did a show in there called Maestro Investigates, and I'd do, I'd investigate different activities and whatnot. But the first ever one, the pilot one, it never got edited, but the pilot one, I investigated tequila.
Yeah.
That's why it never got. Yeah. Oh, you remember that?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's why it never got edited, because it was crazy.
I went to the worm. You ate the worm.
Did I eat the worm? No, I don't think I ate the worm, but I went to this tequila spot that used to be on.
Is that not? I'm not. I thought I was remembering a scene where you ate a worm at the end, the tequila worm. Did you not eat a tequila
Maybe I
worm?
did, man, because I can't really remember it. That's the thing. I got messed up, man. But I found out there were over 1,000 or 2,000 different tequilas. I say 2,000 because I've probably seen double. But yeah, different tequilas, and the flavors of them would differ depending on what altitude, the tequila, I can't even remember what it was, but yeah, it was grown. And man, you get some spicy, and the fact that when it's all the bad stuff, all the stuff that we get, with the sombrero hat and all that, that's not proper tequila. That's why you get hangovers and all that. Right. But all the real shit, you won't get no hangover. And I had a bunch of tequilas. But then we moved from this place that had, over 1,000 different tequilas there to, one of the clubs on Brick Lane. And then I had to carry on and test out like the ones with the sombrero. Oh man, and I got messed up.
That was the wrong thing.
Yeah. So anyway, back on.
We should try and get some of them. We should. I think I might have some of them somewhere actually. The old Spine TV ones.
Oh yeah,
we could just show them in a break as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ash Pocket Rocket. He says chew cloves for toothache. Echinacea extract also for colds. Amica cream for bruises or swelling. Dope. Marvin J says this is the best comment section on earth. Telling you, man, there's a whole booklet up in here. Intrepid Farm says fresh papaya seeds for acid reflux, about a teaspoonful. And I heard about what was it? Apple seed being useful for. I think it was like cancer or something like that. But the arsenic.
Yeah, I've heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah, but you've got to there's something you've got to do to them. Some kind of, I don't
and the
think
same with apricots.
Yeah, apricot as well. Kernels. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that talk. Hollyflow Lightly says generally assaulting your body with fruit and veg, lemon juice and apple cider vinegar, and some spicy food. Yeah, the spicy food one. That was that was standard. You're like, I feel like I'm getting a cold. I get like an Indian takeaway. You get the spiciest.
Yeah.
Like, you just get hot so you can. It's like your body naturally telling you, yo, you need to sweat this out. Yeah. You might not be thinking the right thing by putting more, food that your body's got to work out, digest and whatnot. Now I'll be like, yeah, let me just take a couple dabs of this oregano oil, and bam, you get that spice straight away. Bam, bam, bam. Like sore throats, like soda's like, oh, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, that's hardcore stuff.
Yeah, man, sorts you out, as opposed to getting a whole friggin' meal. That's how you end up. You're gonna end up purging more anyway. But I definitely know what she means about spicy food. So you could do like a little spicy salad, something light, easy to digest, ain't too much acids jumping around in your body, trying to digest that. What else? Yes. Doug Greg Hall says, weed cures everything. True story. Or you're probably too stoned to notice what's wrong. Either way, win-win in my eyes. Yeah, you're not lying. Them aches and pains, man. It works for the aches and pains. Sometimes, after a workout or whatnot, it's like, oof, you're feeling it. Blaze, forgotten it. Or the CBD, same thing. Otex on the CBD, he's not lying. CBD, that shit. Like I've got some Salve, some cream, and I rub that on any muscles that have been aching and whatnot. It's done, man. Beautiful. All these natural things out there, beautiful. You don't get no side effects, no direct effects. People call them side effects, but...
So it's Kinder
Go on, go for it, D.
book.
Go for it, D. Say that again.
It's Kinder. Is Kinder.
Don't hold back, bro. Don't hold back, bro.
Video book. Is Kinder video book. Is that right?
Vludio book.
It says
It's
those
Kinder
papaya
Vludio.
seeds will also remove parasites. Also, with black
walnut
husk.
Wow.
Okay.
That's a new one. Black walnut husk. Okay.
Yeah.
Look into
Remove
that.
parasites. That's a good one. That's what some of you could probably do with a bit of a parasite cleanse.
Yeah, all of us, man. Them things run around your body, you don't even realize. They're the little parasites and that telling you to go and eat some more bullshit.
Exactly.
So when your body's like, oh, dude, this is greasy. That's why after you go out for a drink or whatever, parasites are like, oh,
Yeah,
fuck
they're
you
like,
do,
oh,
kebab right
Just
now,
a
man.
load of booze, thanks.
Yeah.
Do with some greasy food now.
Yeah, fucking hell, man. Marshmallow root for sore throat. That's Holly Flow Lightly says that. Marshmallow root for sore throat. Yep. I've heard about that. I haven't tried marshmallow root, but...
Marshmallow, yeah, I had marshmallow. Yeah,
You've tried it, yeah?
yeah, marshmallow, yeah. I used to do a tea with marshmallow, licorice. What else was in there? Plantain, loads of different dried things and all that. Yeah, it's good. The best thing is the licorice though, 'cause it's really sweet. So it makes all those. Anytime you make a sort of herbal tea, as long as you put a bit of licorice in it, always tastes.
Yeah.
Because it's sweeter. Than
Yeah, licorice,
everything else
yeah,
a
yeah,
bit
yeah.
bitter
True.
sometimes. All them teas.
Yeah,
The only thing is
like
licorice,
nettle tea. Oof.
Yeah,
Nettle
it's
tea,
nice, but
banging.
but it's quite bitter still, ain't it? You can tell it's like anything that's bitter. You can tell it's having an effect.
It's like ground flavour.
Yeah, but the
It's
licorice
like-
helps sweeten it a little bit. But also, the only problem with the licorice is it makes you retain loads of water.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, you end up like not. Some of the other things can help. Like nettle tea makes you piss it out, doesn't it? Most of the teas they just basically help you purge
Diuretics.
stuff out and diuretics. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's teas are good, man. Teas are definitely good.
Yeah.
I used to when I wasn't really hip to it much, but getting a bit more, trying to think more healthy. And my brethren was like, "Yeah, green tea, bruv, green tea. I've got to drink the green tea." He's like, "Yeah, I'm shitting like 3-4 times a day, bruv." That's how he sold it to me. Shitting 4 or 5 times a day, bro. I was like, "Bro, yeah, that sounds good, man." What? Because when you shit more, that's good, yeah? Yeah. Shout out to Bear is Golden. This guy, he's up on shit, man. He says he's got a bunch of like old school books and that I'd love.
All right.
He says, I drink sea moss and chlorophyll charcoal. I haven't been ill once in the past 5 years since I started drinking it. Okay. That's like sea moss. You're getting a whole bunch of minerals, vitamins and minerals out of that. So yeah, I can see why that's happening. And the thing is as well, man, with a lot of these things is you feel good. There's certain things that your body requires more than others or less than others. And so we're all different in that sense, in the sense of like, I might be like, I feel like I'm lower in things like magnesium and stuff like that, where other people might feel like they're lower in iron and, and so we've all got to kind of listen to our bodies a lot more, get in tune a bit more and then find those things and, and you feel better, man. You once you're in tune with your body, you really feel it and you understand what makes sense for you to be consuming and whatnot. Uncased Dave, man like conflicts. He's saying, for mouth ulcers, cut a slice of garlic clove and let it soak into ulcer for a few minutes. This numbs it, puts a shield on it, feels good, also hurts a lot. Lol. Heals a lot quicker than over-the-shop stuff I've found. See it there. Wow, a clove of garlic over an ulcer. Makes sense. Like I've heard garlic is actually a medicine and that we shouldn't be eating it as much as we, a lot of people do.
Yeah.
Because then it kind of lowers the level of it being
Right, yeah.
medicinal. My friend Joel.
So you have to have more to get an effect, basically, if you want a medicinal effect from it, because you've had so much in your daily life, you get used to it, maybe.
Yeah, makes sense.
Build up a tolerance.
And I remember Joel used to talk about, he's Resin Dogs tour manager, and he used to talk about in Hungary, where he's from, they used to, if kids had a cold, then the parents would put like a garlic clove in their sock, and in their socks, so through your feet you absorb a lot. That's why it's good to do grounding and whatnot, walking around on soil. Yeah, and so they put garlic cloves in, and kids will get better a lot sooner. Right. Yeah, man. See, we're learning quite a bit on this. I'll tell you, some shit you might not never know nothing about, mother lovers. You lot hit us up as well, man, in the comments if you've got any home remedies that we might not never know nothing about. Wow, you lot are talking about golden showers. Dan DNA doing the golden shower. That's Jesus Christ. Keep your your inner fantasies to yourself, you dirty mother lovers. Yeah, man. Gleam says 20 watching but only 10 likes. Hit up the like button. Also hit up notifications and the bell. I keep on forgetting I should say that. And share as well, man. Please share the stream if you can get any more people in, you know what I mean? We want to build up. Like I said, I want to get a few of my mates on here, but you know what it's like when people don't see the right numbers, they might be like, yeah. Not everybody's like Blade. I'll tell you that right damn now. Not everybody's like Babe. So it would be helpful if you lot could put the word out. Shout out to my brother Dan DNA. He's put together such a beautiful setting for us to be able to do this.
Yeah, under the sea.
Yeah, man. My brother Black Einstein hit us up with a beautiful intro. Dan DNA on the edit. We're trying to keep it more and more professional for you mother lovers. Yeah.
So piss drinking next week.
All right, piss drinking next week. Yeah, that's how professional we're going to be, man. Barry, we got you here, man. He says hot toddies, garlic, ginger, honey, whiskey, hot water. Just tell the illness to do one. Yeah. And that you simply don't have time for it. Never say you're ill. Always say you're recovering. Words manifest, brother. Yeah, he ain't lying. See, that's elder knowledge right there. What else you got there, D?
We've got KVS Komorebi, local honey taken regularly can curb hay fever, but also proper sleep and exercise is a natural. Yeah, sleep is like sleep is the one.
It's the hidden gem.
In terms of making you healthy.
Yeah, it's the hidden gem that people we totally forget about. It's funny when you watch a babies don't really know how to go to sleep, but then I think like even as adults we don't really know how to go to sleep. Like how many times do you actually say to yourself, right, I'm gonna go to bed, and then you just get in and lie there until you fall asleep? Usually it's like, oh, yeah, I'm feeling tired now, like you're slowly nodding off or whatever, and then you're like, right, because we fear missing out. They call it FOMO, right? Fear of missing out.
Yep.
As a baby, as a kid, everything, you're so stimulated by everything, but it's the same thing as an adult, though. Don't think we're not stimulated left, right, and centre.
So the glasses you've got, they block out
the blue
light. Yeah, so that's helped me as well, is having
definitely
the phone and things like that just switched back to like black and white at night, and my laptop goes down a bit and goes to like less blue light or whatever. It really does help.
Yeah, man.
To
it's
not
weird.
get into bed all like buzzed out, like I've been looking at the screen. Try not to look at screens after like 9 o'clock if possible.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Sleep's
great. And they say like, what is it, between 7 to 10 hours sleep is ideal, isn't it? Like I think 8 hours is the sort of average.
Yeah. That whole like 6 hour thing that they tell you is just so that you can go to work.
Yeah, man. It's sad, isn't it, when you think about how much time someone has in the day for themselves, really.
Yeah.
throughout life. It's a bit crazy. But yeah, man, we're learning. At least we've had a chance to learn, boy, that, you know, it's not all about being stuck in the office for more hours than you're even. It's like, what? I'm awake, and then for most of my time of being awake is about going to this office, traveling, being there, traveling back, and then get a little time at home, and then I've got to go sleep for 8 hours or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, what?
And have a dream about work.
So people that have, obviously, if you, I'm sure a bunch of people have missed it. A dream about work. People have missed going into work and whatnot, but the people working at home must be like, yeah, nah, I'm not too mad at this still, you know.
Yeah.
Like, you can start doing your own thing in a way.
Chlorophyll and spirulina, G Magic Monkey.
Yeah, chlorophyll and spirulina. They're quite. I mean, I would have thought they're the same thing. Like, spirulina has chlorophyll in it. Chlorophyll is like what turns the plants green.
Yeah.
So that's, you know, quite a needed supplement, but it's in a lot of different things as well.
Yeah.
I like what Kissa said about lion's mane. Because I started to find out, that, and he mentions it, it's about brain regeneration, so new synapses.
So what is that?
less
Some
chance of
kind of
dementia.
mushroom or something, is it?
I think I'm not sure if it's a mushroom, actually. Lion's mane. I think, actually it is a mushroom. Yeah, it's a mushroom. And it's meant to be really good for the brain, like it's a powerful little supplement that people can use, and it helps relieve, you know, you can avoid things like dementia and whatnot. And it's mad, man. It's crazy how we have to like really dig for these things, but I'm starting to understand that that's part of life, and that's the part that they've kind of taken away from us and not had us understanding. You know, they've taught us like what to think as opposed to how to think. And because of that, we don't realize there's so much out there that we can learn and that we should learn that is more important to us than what they've made us sort of, you know, pour our fucking life and soul into and whatnot. Yeah. In terms of studies and, you know, all these things that are really, they'll have you at ease. If we knew all of this already, we'd be at ease. I'll just get some of this, get some lion's mane, get some, oh, we should get this for mum, or we should get this for the, you know.
Imagine life without all this extra anxiety. And then Peter Lewis Kisser's saying, lion's mane, good for anxiety. Well, you wouldn't need it if they didn't fucking have us all strung up the way they got us done.
Yeah, exactly that, man. Exactly that.
What else we got in here?
So Christine Germain said resistance training is preventative and curative medicine for many ills. Yeah. And I feel like there is something to that. There is, I've heard like, so you might get people that do testosterone therapy, so they get like synthetic testosterone replacement and whatnot. But the problem with that is once you get on it, like your body, because it's a hormone, your body's like, oh, okay, I don't need to make this anymore. And so you can kind of, apparently if you come off it, then you can kind of really, you know, you're not producing any. But then to jumpstart it, people do heavy lifts, like, you know, heavy squats and whatnot.
Yeah, powerlifting
Apparently jumpstart your testosterone. So like I wouldn't be surprised if there's something to that.
It's good for women as well, powerlifting. I know that not obviously no, but I don't mean like heavy lifting, but doing like squats and deadlifts and all that sort of thing. It does definitely balance your hormones out. That's what everyone accepts that it does, really balance your hormones. And if you want to lose weight, the quickest way to lose weight, start lifting weights. Yeah,
lifting weights, because people think it's about burning fat with cardio, but actually it's when you gaining muscle mass is actually what reduces the fat.
Yeah, about metabolic rate, and you need a fast metabolism, which enables you to burn fat and then build muscle quicker as well.
Yeah.
And then
But
the
if
more
you-
muscle you've got, the more calories you burn.
more calories you
So
burn, yeah.
muscle per pound burns more calories than, I think fat's like 3 calories per pound, the muscle's like 14 calories a pound or something. So the more muscle you got, the more more calories you're burning. It's not really about fat.
Yeah. Which gets you there. Yeah. It's interesting, man. And you forever people, I better go for a run, and it's not working. You're like, because you're thinking about it in a different way.
Yeah.
What else have we got here? So, Sophia T. Macaroni says, turmeric helps so many things, but you have to add black pepper to it to help your body absorb the curcumin. Same as various vitamins, etc. Yeah. They kind of work in pairs. It's a synergy thing. A bit baffling at first, but after a couple of years, makes sense and can inform dishes. Yeah, that's very, very true, man. There's this whole thing to do with, I think I might have mentioned it, but the whole idea of vitamins and minerals and that. The minerals are really essential in order for you to both absorb as well as synthesize vitamins, certain vitamins. And vitamins is like short for vital minerals. Yeah, and so it's the minerals that we should really be sort of sorting after, in terms of supplements and whatnot.
Yeah, magnesium, like you said earlier, it's a big one.
Yeah.
Magnesium, loads of people are not just short in magnesium, but the earth is short in magnesium. So your food hasn't even got magnesium in it. But so you have to, as you're saying with the testosterone thing, if you're supplementing something that's already being produced in the body, you're going to reduce the amount of it produced by the body. So you're always going to need more. But if it's something that your body needs that's been depleted in the environment, you need you need to cover it with something else.
Yeah, I had someone say to me about because I listed like the supplements that I get, which are all like I make sure that they're not like isolated. This is just vitamin C or this is it's all like freeze dried from fruit. So they're all it's like the whole food. So I'm getting all the enzymes that are with it, or other minerals that are in that are going to help absorb, whether it be the vitamin C or the vitamin B, all these things. But yeah, the guy was like, "Oh, you shouldn't be doing that. You should be getting all your vitamins and minerals from the food." And he was talking about eat loads of meat, and and I was like, right, I don't have a problem with eating meat, but I don't know whether I could get all my vitamins and minerals just from eating meat.
The thing is, meat is only as good as what it's been eating, because all you're eating is what it's been eating. So if you're eating corn-fed cow, you're eating corn-fed beef, you're only eating corn.
Yeah,
so you might as well just eat corn. And there's none of the vitamins
Processed
and minerals you need in it. But if you're eating grass-fed, free-range cows or chickens or anything, they're getting to eat. The chickens are eating snails and worms and all sorts of things, getting all the calcium and the different minerals out of the creatures they're eating, or not just eating corn. Because you might as well just eat corn. You're eating corn-fed chicken. It's pumped full of all sorts of things to make it fat, But if they've been roaming the land, they're going to be much more healthy. And the same with the cows. If you're going to eat meat, you've got to eat good meat.
That's very true. Good bit of meat, mate. Right, so... Okay, so Ketanomi says, depends which illness. Everything begins with the gut and the environment. Get toxins out. Stop using gluten, sugar, and processed shit.
Yeah.
Get your gut working. Use fermented foods like sauerkraut. Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
For cognitive function. Get that stomach acidity in order when fighting depression, mood swings, chronic pain. Seek an osteopath who can address your diaphragm function. What else? Wow, man. I said, what else? Feel good and love yourself. That's a big one.
That's the best.
It's the biggest one, isn't it? Love yourself. Love yourself. That's what really people need to take into account, is you need to love that person you see in the mirror, man. Forget what, these people are trying to tell us we're killing the planet. It's like, nah, you lot are doing that. We're not the one. We ain't orchestrating nothing. We ain't got no meetings about nothing to do with killing the planet. That's all you lot. So don't even feel like, you know what I mean? We should take we should take any of what they say to heart and feel like, you know, all these things to do with us having to look at stars and millionaires and people with their lifestyle and this, that. That's meant to make you feel like, oh, you ain't shit. You're not doing anything. You need to work harder. Now you need to do it and pay your taxes. And guess where they're going? You know, those taxes are going. So it's all this vicious cycle of making you feel a certain way and making you work for it, making you pay for it even. And you not realizing, and now you're suffering from some kind of depression because life isn't what you want it, what you expect it. It's not what I'm seeing on Instagram. All these likes I'm giving these people. I wish I was living. Yeah, it's like, nah, man. Fuck all of that, man. Like, take that away from your soul. Take it away, because that's what they're messing us up with. And real talk. That cracked me up.
Real talk.
Love yourself. Yeah, and proper sleep, of course. Proper sleep, man. A lot of people coming up with the cloves and garlic. Chew 3 cloves of garlic and drink a tablespoon of black seed oil. Oh, Wishmaster oil. Black seed oil is meant to be some ancient remedy.
Yeah, I've heard about
way
that.
back. Yeah. I don't think I've even tried it yet. You know, I don't think I've had it yet, but I want to get some in the stash. I've got a few bits and bobs. So Suspense MC says lime burns eczema out of your skin. But he says it hurts. Someone else mentioned eczema. I feel like it might have been Kissa. And they said they use oats.
Oats. I saw that somewhere. Yeah. Where was that?
I can't remember, man. But yeah, that's an interesting one.
Where was that?
For eczema.
I've been near the top of my one.
Yeah, but see, there's so many different things like that. A friend of mine, like, you know, I get heat rash every now and again, and she was saying, like, when she gets that, and the same thing for hay fever, because someone mentioned about hay fever, but when she gets the heat rash, she goes out in the sun more, and it kind of, you know, it helps get rid of it in a way. I was like, right, I don't know about that, boy. Because when you just like, the heat rash. But with hay fever, that it works, because every now and again I might get hay fever, or I would. I don't get it anymore.
No.
And it came back a bit because I was in a new area. So I was like, right, all right, let me just go out. I'm just going to go out walking, bam, bam, bam. After a few days, nothing. And since then.
Been all right since then.
So it works. Yeah, it works, man.
Yeah.
Definitely works. So that I think is the same principle with the honey. And so there is an extent of what they're trying to do with the quack, well, what they're trying to explain to us as how the quacks works. There is something to it in that sense, but it's just it's not the same mechanism, is it? I'm going out there and walking around and breathing in all this pollen, and now it's like, oh, you're getting used to it, sort of thing, as opposed to like I've got to intervene into some area in my body that's trying to keep you out in the first place. Like, my skin is here to keep everything out. Why the hell would I want you to pierce something in there? It's like, anyway.
What's this? So the one you was looking for is I use natural oatmeal based moisturizer on patch of eczema.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, so it's Kissa EST73.
Yeah.
Is that one of our Kissa? Is that one of the Kissa family?
I was wondering if that was, yeah.
You got another? Is that one of you two? Kissa.est73.
IBMC says sauerkraut is rank. Yo, sauerkraut is rank, but it's good for you. Kombucha. Kimchi. Have you tried kimchi?
Yeah. I was wondering about Nicole Kisser. You said lifting is an old woman's thing, and then in brackets 77. But you just said you're not 77.
77 kilos. 77 kilogram lifts. Deadlifts.
Yeah, what one was you just saying? The kimchi.
Yeah, kimchi.
Yeah.
Kombucha and all that. They're all fermented.
Kimchi's good, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. I make my own sauerkraut.
You do?
And cucumbers, they're easy to do.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really nice. Like
pickles.
Pickles, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
You can spice them up, innit?
Beetroot, that's a good one. Called kvass.
Kvass. Oh,
It's
yeah,
just
yeah,
beetroots
yeah.
in salt, in water, and then you just
Yeah,
ferment them.
kvass, yeah.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
kefir, where you do it with milk. That's
Yeah,
quite a nice
kefir.
one as well. You make your
Kefir's a
own one
good
out of
one.
milk.
That's kind of like a yogurt-y.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I've got some kefir grains at home that are in a jar of milk.
Kefir nothing, my friends.
Yeah.
We're here with something you might not never know nothing about.
Oh, so it is Peter Lewis Kisser with the oatmeal, yeah.
Ah, see it there. Yeah, oatmeal. Oh, I'm going to try that next time I get the heat rash because it's a similar situation.
If you're on Instagram, go and follow Peter Lewis Kisser, kisser.est73.
Yeah.
Give him a follow or whatever you do on there.
Yeah, that's what we do on Instagram. See, Dan ain't on Instagram, so he doesn't really know how we roll. You know what I mean? When you're doing your likes, you don't know about stories.
Nah,
You know what I mean?
don't know
He
about
ain't-
filters.
He ain't got no IGTV game. You know what I mean? Like, nothing. So, don't expect anything from him on Instagram.
Oats help with losing weight from O Technology.
Yep, oats help with losing weight, fibrous, so they help clean out the mess. You know what I mean? Foods that are rich in fiber, they help. They're like the troops that come clean out all the bits and bobs that might be, so that's why it's good to have fibrous food that might be a bit
Right.
gristly, but it scrapes out all the... Yeah, so it definitely helps you losing weight. That's, them ones, that's the Weetabix, boy. If you have a Weetabix, when you was a kid, you used to have Weetabix in the morning, by lunchtime, you're going to be squaring. Definitely got to be some bowel movements made, but fibrous. But, who is it? Someone was talking to me about they put honey on their Weetabix or something. Boy. It's going too far, mate. It's going too far, man. All types of sugar. It's like putting sugar on your Frosties. You might as well do that. You might as well tell me you're doing that, man. Put sugar on their Frosties. Them old school ways there, boy.
Yeah, that's not a good one. Yeah.
I remember I used to eat Frosties bareback. I just eat it out of the box. That's how fucked up they were. Man was eating them for breakfast, bro. It's like, it was dessert for breakfast. It might as well be dessert. It's like, what the hell? And what does it do to a kid when you go to school? No wonder we were all messed up. You're eating Frosties in the
you turn
morning.
up first thing, you've all got all
Buzzing.
sugar high.
Yeah, you're buzzing. You're off. You're nut. It's like on the microdose. 8 years
Kids,
old,
yeah.
you're microdose. Like, who's it? Like, you lot, kids, but it's like you're raving. If you're older, you just be like, oh, fucking hell, man. You don't realize it. Teachers like, oh, they're just very disruptive. I don't know why. Like, nah. Fucking hell.
What should we be giving kids at school to go to school instead? What would be better to keep them focused? Apart from Ritalin, what should they
No,
be?
man, you could give them like cacao, like a cacao kind of shake, or, something that's more grounding.
What's an oat shake with cacao?
Cacao, yeah. Oat shake with cacao,
You sound
some
like some
B12.
middle class kid.
Middle class kids. But see, that's the other sad part about it,
I've got
It's like the
what
quality
shake have
of
you
the
got?
food.
I've got
Yeah.
an oat and cacao shake. Cacao nibs, I hope.
Yeah, cacao nibs.
Cacao nibs, yes.
Cacao powder.
It's Manuka honey as well, because I felt a little tickle in my throat this morning.
Yeah, but then you go places like Peru and that, and it's like nothing. You go Brazil, and you know what I mean? It's like in the favelas, they got cacao and all that. But then here, it's like, oh, Jeremy is making himself a cacao, and he's got some maca. It's brown maca. It's not the white maca that everybody else has. Yeah, it's sad, man. But this is how we should be, the quality of the food. You are what you eat, like they say. All right, so check this. I know you mentioned this as well, innit?
What one's that?
The mugwort one.
No.
Oh, okay. So KVS Komorbi, yeah, says, KVS Komorbi says, I learned how to treat myself with moxibustion. What's that? Moxibustion.
Yeah, I never heard of that. I did see that.
Moxibustion. It's an ancient TCM technique using the herb mugwort. I've heard about mugwort. heated over specific acupuncture points for various illnesses and ailments. It's so easy to learn from a practitioner, and it's empowering. That's a vital word there, empowering. This is the idea of this, is once you can learn like different ways of healing yourself, it's very empowering, you know? He also says, I guide friends through it. For the nasties, brew up a batch of fire cider. Loads of recipes on Google. That shit would punch COVID in the nutsack with spikes on. Well, I don't know if they realize that, you know, spikes, the spike protein. I don't know. And it's easy to make and actually is lovely to add to food to give it a kick. Blessings of good health and balance to you. Yeah, man, I like these. See, I've never heard of that before at all.
No.
Moxibustion. So I'm going to look into that now because I've never heard about it and it sounds interesting, especially being that it's an ancient technique. TCM,
Yeah.
what does TCM stand for, do you think?
I was trying to work that out. It's got to be traditional
Chinese medicine.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
traditional
Yeah,
Chinese
okay,
medicine technique. Okay, so that's even more now. And mugwort, like I've heard that name being mentioned before as being something good for you as well. So makes sense. Good on so many levels, rids the body of mucus and oxygenates your blood high in potassium. Great for detox. I don't know what that was for, but that was G Manic Monkey. Maybe that was for... No, I don't know what that was for. Man, it's interesting though, man. So many people just hitting us up with all these different remedies for illnesses. It just makes you wonder, innit? Like, why don't we ever hear about them normally? Yeah, Barry O saying porridge is good for breakfast. Yep, slow release energy. I do think it depends which one you get as well, though. But yeah,
What one do you prefer?
I just get like organic, you know, straight up. No, I just get the middle class one. Is that what you called it? So even eating organic ain't that expensive though.
Do you know what the thing is? If you want food to remain cheap all the time, you're gonna have to just buy crap food. But yeah, the cost of organic food is probably, depending on what you're earning now, 30 years ago would have been good quality food back then. You know, so it's all pretty much the same. It's not much dearer.
Well, the way I look at it's not that much dearer, and the way I look at it is. Because I know a lot of people talk about like, oh yeah, but they just, you know, even though it's organic, isn't that just to make you pay more for it? For one, it's not that much more expensive, depending on what you get, obviously. But also, in my opinion, if you try it, like, and you notice the difference, then, you know, there's got to be good reason for you to carry on. And for me, I noticed the difference compared to tasting an organic one, like a vine tomato, as opposed to just the
So you say
standard
you can
ones.
taste the difference.
Yeah, sorry, man. I kind of threw that in there, and I shouldn't have, in it. Yum, yum, yum. Mother lovers. Yeah, this is weird, isn't it?
No, I agree
that
that like when you have better quality food, you can tell that it's better quality.
Yeah.
It's not-
And
It's not like that difficult to tell the difference between. But you can even get good food in Lidl. It's just that it's not going to be like the cheapest one packaged in a plastic packaging and all this sort of thing.
yeah.
You can still get like, you know, free range, grass fed fucking chicken in
Yeah.
Lidl.
Yeah. And this is the other. So there's a few things to it. There's like, one, it's not really that much more expensive depending on what you get. Like there's certain things where, the prices are different. And there are obviously companies that want to cash in and whatnot. The other thing is that because it's more nutrient dense, you don't have to eat as much either. So in that sense, it kind of balances out.
That's true, yeah.
You know, the less nutrient dense stuff is you're going to end up eating more because it's not there's not really much to it. You know, I remember, when I was in New York one time, boy, and they got these big shiny apples at the bodegas or whatever, and you're like, right, boy, it looks good, like a market or whatever. Big shiny apples, you bite into that. It tastes like water, man. Like literally, cucumbers got more flavor. Like, what the hell is that? But this is what they, selling to us and making us think is good for us and whatnot. So,
They've got us on the thing where they've sort of made it that like you're always scrimping and saving. And that, and so
yeah.
and so they, when you go to the shop, you're like, well, how can I get this as cheap as possible?
Yeah.
You know, it's the same with
yeah.
Look how Amazon works. It's like it offers you the cheapest things
Yeah,
because
yeah.
they think you're a tight ass. You're just looking, but you shouldn't buy the cheapest thing because there's a reason it's cheap.
Yeah.
And you read the
wanna buy it
comments
again.
all the time and the ratings all the time on Amazon where you get what you pay for.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
always in there.
Yeah. That's when you know it's like, right, all right, I better not pay for that because I
Yeah.
don't think I want to get it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
there's a
that's the
lot of
same
that.
with food, and like you say, people cash in on it now as well because the organic's big. So you'll get companies. It's not really organic; it's just in like a brown or yet green paper cover, and it looks like it's organic.
Yeah,
and then you
or
look
the name
at it
of the
and
company's
you turn
organic.
it round
or
and you look at what's in it, and it's just the same stuff as in the other things.
Yeah,
It's all
yeah,
like
yeah.
some chemicals and preservatives. And
yeah,
like,
yeah. So you really got
Still
to
got to be careful.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. Yeah, man. But that wraps that up. That was a good investigation, man. I thought we had to pull that off because,
That's
boy,
really good. Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot of stuff in there for me that was like, oh, okay, never heard about that. Like, I love learning about new ways of looking after yourself, empowering yourself, like we say. You know, learning all that stuff over the last year and a half to do with how the body really works. It just opened up a whole bunch of different rabbit holes, I guess you can call them. Don't get
Yeah.
lost in the rabbit hole, but you know, open up all these different doors of understanding. Oh, right, other things may work a different way than we thought as well. And if they lied about that, then why not? Why wouldn't they lie about this? You know, so
Exactly.
but always, you know, like I say, man, never take anything we say or anything anyone else says as the be all and end all. We've always got to keep questioning until we're content with the information, and then we can move on. You know, always communicate with people as well, man. That's one thing we got to make sure we do. And that's why we're here, mother lovers. Some shit you might not never know nothing about. We want to thank everyone for locking in. Shout to the Kisser family. There we go. Oh, what? Nicole's got a whole book of herbal remedies, but I ain't got a clue where she put it. Come on, you see? You got to dig that out now. Definitely. And you're more saying organic food is much cheaper than it used to be. See, I think that as well, man. Boy, I remember the one thing that put me onto it as well is like, you know, where I used to live, I remember you go to like the bigger, in West, bigger Tesco's was like Earl's Court. And when you go to the Earl's Court Tesco's, like the organic section was like, right, they got rows. There's like sections like, yo, compared to like, you know what I mean, one in Bush or wherever.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yeah, this little.
The Metro, little tiny
Yeah,
ones.
little-
Over there, yeah.
No, but even in the big Tesco, it would just the organic section would be little. It would be like, yeah, these lot ain't really about that. We just give
Oh,
them
in
all
the
the
areas,
Iceland-looking
yeah.
food.
You
in
do
the
get a bigger
areas.
Jamaican section in the Shepherd's Bush one.
Yeah, it's things like that, yeah. But
Or
then smaller
bigger
organic.
Polish and Jamaican section.
Yeah. They
Smaller
pick and
organic
choose
section.
where they want to like, world foods. You know, where they're like, hey guys.
But you
like-
can also, in some of those world food bits, you
Yeah.
can get some of the better food in them things as well. Like they still have like coconut water in there, and it's
Yeah,
cheaper
yeah,
than
yeah,
the
yeah,
coconut water in
yeah.
the other one. So weird.
Yo, the little tricks of the trade, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So big up to all the crew locked in. Wait. Iskinder said it's not about organic because there are 6 types. You have to look into transgenic foods. Ooh, okay. All right. Transgenic foods.
Have to look into that.
Yeah, let me type that in because I never heard about
Peter
that.
Lewis-
That's something we might not never know.
Peter
nothing
Lewis
about.
Kiss is already out. I see.
Yeah, peace
Nice
out.
one, lads. See you. He's got his jacket on already.
All right. He's just 1 foot out the door.
He just heard you say, so that's enough of that, and then he's like, oh,
Yeah.
gotta get the bus. So, well, how come Nicole Kiss is still in here? Yeah.
Wicked, man. Barry Owen said the comment section is really inspiring, man. He's not lying. That's why I love these lot, man. Definitely give
Yeah.
us a lot to think about. And that's what it's about, man. Using our own power of the mind to find out what the fuck is going on. What the rock is going on out here. Right, so what was that? I just want to write that down because...
It's called transgenic. Transgenic foods, yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, even that, like, I do wonder. I'm like, yo, how come they let us eat organic? I do think like they only allow a certain amount of people to eat that way because it's always running out. Stuff's always running out early. You know, things are always running out a lot sooner than everything else. So you're like, wow, okay. But then you're like, well, how come they're allowing us to, you know?
But did
Well,
you
maybe
see
it's
during
not as organic as they say.
during the beginning of the lockdown when all the food went missing, the only thing that was left in the pasta aisle was the green healthy
Fruit seed.
pasta.
Yeah. I was loving it, man. I was like, yo, and then I try to grab 3 of them. They're like, nah, you can't. I think you could only.
Everyone took the crap.
Yeah, everyone took
It's just
all
like,
the bad
we're
shit.
going to need the bad stuff. This is going to be bad. We're gonna
Yeah,
need
all
some
the fucked
comfort
up
food.
flour, pasta. They're trying it now again, innit? They're doing this whole, some of the aisles are bare.
Things with shortages.
Yeah,
Yeah,
water is running. Yeah, it's like whatever, man. Yeah, that's the thing. Transgenic sounds like it could be genetic modified, so I guess that's what they're saying.
And brown rice.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess
it's
that's
true.
what they're saying is that even though it's organic, it could be. And it goes back to what Sabi's saying. Dr. Sabi was saying that a lot of foods are hybridized. And so even though they might sound like they're good or being promoted like they're healthy, they're actually not on a cellular level. Because
Yeah.
the body doesn't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, transgenic. You know? It just sounds like something might be wrong, innit? Relating to or denoting an organism that contains genetic material into which DNA from an unrelated organism has been artificially introduced. Bam! Hybridization. Wow, there you go. It's in the word anyway, man. Transgenic. You know, passing. Trans is like passing, moving. It's generation. Is that right?
Yeah, genes, between
Wow.
genes or something, yeah. Moving between genes.
Wow. Yeah. Well, that's another thing we've got to look into, man. But yo, it's been empowering. I've loved this one. Definitely, man.
Yeah, it's been a good one.
Thank you lot for tuning in.
It's always good when it's just the chat. You know, it's like get the subject that the chat can get their teeth into. I think that's always a good show.
It gets sunk in, yeah, man.
Because
The
they've
chat room
always got good
killing
things
it.
to say.
Yeah. Chat room always fucking kill it, man. And that's what I love about this is the things that I get to learn that I might never have known nothing about. Ouch! You lot be careful with all your transgenic transporting. Don't get too transmissive on your transit. Yeah, no joke. Peace out, man. One love to each and every one. My name is MysDiggi. My brother Dan DNA. This is some
Goodbye.
shit you might never know nothing about, and we're out, bitches and bitchettes.